Welcome back to the Buttonveer Sports Complex here in Rydell, Georgia. We've got game number 2 of this unbelievable Thursday, but we want to go and take a look at the wicket before we get into the teams. I was out there earlier this morning. Have a look. It's time for the pitch report, and we're on a different strip than we were yesterday. We've come one over towards the east. So let's just go down and have a look at this wicket. You can see there's plenty of cracks on it, and it's nice and hard early on. There's some grass, but it really is coming up already. So early on, there's going to be some runs, and I think you're going to want to bat first on this surface, and then later in the day, expect there to be a little bit more turn as it just continues to dry under this Atlanta sun. Well, there is that pitch, and we saw the team chase win in game number 1, but now it's a new game and a new result maybe at the toss could be inbound. Let's have a listen to what Faisal Shah did out there in the middle.
Toss time for the all-important Group B clash, and this is a very important match coming your way between the Cardinals and Kingsmen. Both the captains are here, Raymond Rifa, Syed Saad Ali, match official. Mr. Ravi is also here. Raymond, you got the coin. Give it a flip. Saad will call.
Tails is the call.
Tails is the call. It is tails. Kingsmen have won the toss. Saad, what you going to do?
We're going to bat first.
All-important game. The equation is pretty simple. Win it and qualify. How are you looking at it?
Yeah, this is an important game, and we just try to maximize the score is total for this game, and our batting is very good. Yes.
And having looked at the surface, there was a game in the morning. What do you make? What will be a good total batting first on it?
Yeah, just the pitch is looking good today, and we just try to maximize minimum 150, 160, set the target.
Any changes in your lineup?
Yeah, just one changes. Ovezia is out, and Sharjeel is playing 11, and Anwar Ali is as an impact.
All right, go well, Saad Ali.
Thank you.
Raymond, bowling first. What do you make of it?
I think it's a pretty good surface, so it should hold out right throughout the game. Whatever they get, we just need to get one more run on them.
All right, and the equation is very interesting for neutrals. Any tension coming into it? All riding on this game?
It's pretty simple. I think you go out there to win every cricket game, so it's the same we're going into this game with. We had a pretty close game yesterday where we almost chased down 203, so I guess the guys are good and believe that we could chase down any target that is set for us.
Any changes in your lineup, Raymond?
We got 2 changes. Yusuf Zazai is out because he had to fly back to do something, and we got one more change. I can't remember the name.
That's all right, Raymond. Go well, buddy.
Thank you.
Here we have it. Toss from the middle. Kingsmen have won the toss, and they've decided to have a bat first.
Information of what just happened in the middle. The Kingsmen won the toss, chose to bat first, in a very important game in the context of Group B. I'm on Patel, joined by Lenny Achaibar. Lenny, this group really comes down to this game.
Thank you, Aman. Look at Group B. Direct your attention to Group B Clarion Eagles. We saw them about an hour ago. They made light work, so they're on 4 points. As so 3 other teams, Central Cardinals and the Kingsmen, will try to make it simple into this group, the way the fixture goes. So essentially, what it means, whoever wins here will enjoy a little bit of separation, but watch at Clarion Eagles. They take on Kulisher in what is expected to be a very good game. We saw Kulisher in this series, not one of the toughest opponents. So you get the feeling, I'm getting the feeling, Aman Patel, that Clarion Eagles will go up to 6 points, and either one of these teams will go up to 6 points. It comes down to a situation of a net run rate issue.
Well, with the bat in hand, the Kingsmen will try to make sure their net run rate doesn't take too much of a hit. They'll look to Milind Kumar, who on this ground yesterday was absolutely sensational. 100 for him, looked completely untroubled, and look no further also than Nkrumah Bonner. He was brilliant in a partnership alongside Milind for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, man, the fact is both teams are playing simultaneously, so nobody will get a chance to see what needs to be done from the net run rate perspective. So there we go. Central Cardinals, they've really played good in the series, led by Raymond Rifa. And of course, they include the likes of Saidib Ganesh, Nitish Kumar, Chaitanya Bishnoi, Ankur Kassel, Maruti Reddy, Parth Patel. And of course, we've got the bowlers, the likes of Abdul Aziz and Cameron Hotak.
The Lightning would be looking on and watching the two events happening in Group B. Their season is done in the regular season, and their hope to get into the playoffs are really the Cardinals winning by such a margin. They are behind on net run rate, thanks, in particular, to a real devastating loss here an hour ago. Like you mentioned, the Eagles absolutely thrashed them, winning in just about 14 overs.
The fact is, you look at this card, we're down to the 2:15, 2:30 p.m. playoffs. And these are the last group stage. We talked about Group B having a very interesting encounter here. And this is Field 1. It's between Cardinals and the Kingsmen. And this is for all the marbles. And the fact is, Aman, 3 teams will go to the playoff. The team that heads the group will sort of like get a bye and straight into the semi. And then the other 2 plays eliminators.
Yeah, and so huge for the Eagles who again were outside looking in to start the day. After a huge net run rate boost, they move into first. Now they could stay there with a win against Gulashed by some margin as well. So it's really positions 1 through 3 are still very much on the table for the entirety of Group B. And this does not become a game that either of these 2 teams can take lightly if they hope to advance. Ramiz Raja will open the bowling alongside Sergio Khan, both of whom pack a punch, very naturally aggressive.
Yeah, one of the good things about this Kingsmen team, Aman Patel, is that they have gone with a pretty much fixed batting lineup. And here we go, Nitish Kumar.
It's been great to see Nitish Kumar more and more with the ball in hand. When you think of Nitish Kumar, you think of the ODI batter, former captain of Canada. But he does possess this off-spin ability, very valuable here in Rydal.
Yes, Aman. We saw him during the series. 2 for 21, 3 for 11. Those are good figures.
And keeps it very simple. Again, isn't going to wow you with the number of deliveries he can bowl, but his consistency what makes him effective.
And you get the feeling when Sharjeel Khan comes down, he's the left-hander. There's so much talk about the matchup. So those matchups could favor a bowler who has done some bit of bowling for Central Cardinals.
And just to maneuver into the onside. And this is the matchup you spoke about. They're a left-hander, off-spinner bowling. And Sergio Khan isn't one to shy away and say, oh, okay, ball turning away, maybe I just play a little bit more quietly. No, he's looking to be assertive from ball 1.
Yeah, saw him a couple of years ago, might have won the MVP of the series, got a lot of runs and struck the ball to all parts. I remember a couple of years ago, the ground up the hill right behind us was the main ground. Got the finals there a couple of years ago. Sharjeel was impressive.
And Kumar is going to have to fix that line and that length. Cannot afford to be that short to Sergio Khan. Better areas. And a tame first over brewing for Nitish Kumar.
Yeah, this has been very good. The fact is he's bowled quite a few balls to Ramiz Raja, who tapped it into the onside, and now Sharjeel Khan.
Just 2 runs from the over, just 1 off the bat. It's 2 for none. These 2 teams, they could still be in with a loss as long as it's close. So the name of the game for both sides is to just keep things until the very end of the game.
Yeah, we talked to Amila Aponso, and he was of the opinion, well, we've just got to wait and watch. But you get a feeling with 3 teams, you gotta watch and wait on. And I suspect 2 of them will get ahead of the Atlanta Lightning for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. It's a battle for 3rd position. You'll have 2 teams that finish on 6, so end up seeing who gets themselves into the bye. But that 3rd place team, who's it going to end up being? Gulashed, they've struggled all tournament, but here's their chance to play spoiler for the Clarion Eagles, the defending champions.
Yeah, the fact is, Cardinal here got off to a very good start, courtesy of Nitish Kumar. He's bowled an over that has only conceded 3, and then when you look at Sharjeel Khan, for example, he's got a big 50 in this tournament, got an 80 in one of the games, and we know, and you've seen a couple of times, Aman, he scores very quickly.
We'll have to deal with Abdulaziz early. We saw plenty of seam bowling be successful in the morning game. Think of Abhimanyu Lamba, took 4 wickets, and he talked about how he was taking pace off the ball. Those were his wicket-taking deliveries. Curious to see how Aziz attacks this wicket.
Yeah, ball into the onside, and hands the strike over to Sharjeel Khan, the left-hander. And Aman, let's talk about the toss. We spoke about teams chasing on this ground in this competition have really done well, except Kingsmen, who posted 179 when they played on this ground a couple of days ago. And you get the feeling they've gone that route again. Why not? You've made 179. You're the only team to bat first and win on this field. Don't change.
Also, you think about conditions. The fact that this pitch will continuously bake. It'll be the 4th consecutive innings, 4th game in 3 days on it. So you're just anticipating that there might be a couple of cracks, a couple of places that open up on this wicket and get tough to bat later on in the day.
Yeah, you're right on that. I'm pretty sure that teams love the evening fixture more than the morning ones, especially when you come and it's a coin that decides who bowls or who bat.
Staying a touch low maybe on Sharjeel Khan, who is maybe not reading the ball off the wicket right now.
Yeah, it's not often you'll see him stick around for so long. We're into the 9th ball of the game. Make that the 10th. And he's yet to get off the mark. So surprisingly for a man who loves to hit the ball.
Just enough bat. Didn't quite time it, but able to pierce the infield. It could be run out. Could be real trouble. Oh, needed a better throw.
Yeah, Sharjeel Khan shows what he does best. And this is what he's known for. But some credit to Abdulaziz. These are 2 quality batters out in the middle. And so far, along with Nitish Kumar, he's kept the Kingsmen relatively quiet. A lofted shot into the offside. A shot probably you get away with in the first 6 overs. 2 men outside of the 30-yard circle. Man at deep backward point, and of course man at mid-wicket. And so the straight area, Aman, is quite vacant.
Goes straighter and goes bigger. 6 runs.
You're not surprised when Sharjeel Khan brings in those big shots? What you're surprised about, it took so long for it to come. And that's a lovely strike, goes over the ropes. And Sharjeel Khan, that's how he bats. And look at that, he really hits the ball hard when he hits him. Look at that. And that has gone for the first maximum of this game.
What's impressive about it, again, there's no big flourish. It doesn't feel like he's overhitting. He's a tremendous timer to go along with the great bat speed. Nice line. It keeps the full toss from being as costly. Close of 2, 11 for none. Well, Lenny, you see the standing graphics there, and it's because while all the commotion is going on in Group B, Group A has been set in stone. The Atlanta Fire, the Stallions X, and the Seattle Thunderbolts are all through, and the Atlanta Fire, well, they have claimed that bye.
Yeah, we saw Atlanta Fire that franchise coming off their big minor league cricket championship win. And they're really playing like a champion. Stallions X and Seattle Thunderbolts. Quite rightly so, Aman. And so that has been fixed. We're still waiting on Group B. And you're watching a Group B matchup. Ramiz Raja will be on strike.
And you talk about the Atlanta Fire. This is a team that hasn't won this competition yet. And could this be the year where they just win all across the board? They just keep checking things off.
Yeah, very impressive run in the league stage. And they'll be hoping they will have to go without the service of one Aaron Jones, who's gone to Canada to play in T10 games.
Excellent running from the Kingsmen. Another part for the Fire is you talk about the durability of that team. A lot of that squad would have played 4 consecutive Super 8 plus a minor league final. You get 1 day off, and then you're back in playing another 4 days in a row. So this bye will be otherworldly for this franchise.
Yeah, man, you're right on that. And of course, now and then, I know these are things that the cricketers don't like to hear. Not even a rain, not even a rain day came in between to give you a little bit of respite.
Lenny, you're playing a dangerous game. The organizers might come find you if you keep talking like that.
Well, we saw it was quite overcast yesterday. When we left the hotel, we were still wondering with a 24 chance of rain. And these players, like we talked about, and Aman, if you go back even before minor league, then there was major league. I talked about the ICC League 2 games.
So much cricket happening all the time, and you know the question always is what's next. And it used to be, I'm not sure. Now it's seemingly everyone knows what's next. There's something on the calendar year round, and that's the way you want it to be. Chance doesn't get there. Would have been absolutely sensational if he hung on.
Yeah, would have been the big wicket of Sharjeel Khan. Raymond Reefer, the captain, running the wrong way, so to speak. Aman Patel. Look at that, Sharjeel Khan. He loves going big in the early stages, and Raymond Reefer was all tangled up. It always going to be tough for him. 3 gone is 16 for no loss.
Saw Nitish Kumar at the end saying, come around. I think he was almost referring to long on to keep pushing around. Not sure he would have gotten there either. Really unfortunate stuff at the close of over 3.
Yeah, refreshment time under the tent. And I wonder, Aman, if we are allowed to issue an open invitation for people to go there. Maybe not.
Don't think they'll mind it. We'll see if it comes back to bite us. But if you're here in Rydal, Georgia, at the Field1 Sports Complex, feels like a pretty safe place to be. New man in, Captain Raymond Reefer comes in with the ball. So just an over of Aziz, and they've made the change. Are you surprised by that, Lenny?
Well, Aziz went for 9. We saw in the over bowl by Aziz, he kept things relatively quiet, but we saw 6 off that over. And we saw a little bit of faulty shot from Sharjeel Khan. He always looking to go big, but Raymond Reefer. The other thing, Aman, we have seen so much in T20 cricket around the power play stage. You want to mix it up.
And that option from the left as well, again, just provides a different angle. And for Ramiz Raja, who's very much active with his hands, you could just flirt with an outside edge.
Yeah, we've seen in modern day T20 cricket, the power plays is 6 overs. Sometimes you give a bowler each, 1 spell each. 5 of your bowlers sometimes gets used in just the power play.
What do you make of that tactic, Lenny? Are you a fan when that happens?
Matchups. Yeah, I've seen it. I think I like it. It's one of those things in which you wanna put some surprise on the batter, On the other hand, you might be wanting to think bowlers usually don't get it right so much in 6 balls. So a second over, sometimes things work. But when you look at what has happened here, for example, Nitish Kumar has bowled 2 for 7, 2 overs for 7. Abdul Aziz has given you 1 for 9.
It definitely keeps bowlers on their toes as well if you're going to get a second over, because I don't necessarily think it's always the set in stone plan that you've rehearsed, more so than it is your in-game adjustments and matchups, as you mentioned, and that might just be counterproductive as a bowler with your own confidence.
How many times haven't we seen a bowler walk to the mark, marked his run up, and he's taken off? And I know because I score, and a lot of time I'll put a bowler on, and that bowler was already marking his run, caps off and everything else, and the captain say, "Hold on."
I thought you were going to say you knew because it's happened to you. Like, I thought that's what you were going to say.
Well, those have been years ago. I remember. I remember last month, I was looking at a feed. Shaw Faisal was doing the Masters game, and we saw the Masters playing, and him and I and maybe Brian Walter, we were thinking about coming out of retirement and play this thing.
Cleaned him up. The change of reefer brings along the wicket.
Yeah, Sharjeel Khan wouldn't go for much today. And we were just talking about the changes in T20 cricket as it relates to the opening start. And look at this from an experienced campaigner, Raymond Reefer. He's taking the off stump out. And that's the end of Sharjeel Khan, is 17 for 1.
Another tame day for Sergio Khan. I'll tell you what, Lenny, if you, Brian Walters, and Faisal Shah all came out of retirement, it might have to be a ticketed event. Might need to charge at the gate. Make some real profit that way, I reckon.
Yeah, we were. Well, I was watching the proceedings right here, and Shaw Faisal was the commentator, and I texted him and I told him I'm tempted to come play this competition. And he himself says, well, yeah, he wants to give up the mic next year and get on board. So you never know. We'll tag along Brian Walters.
Plenty of cricket being played all around the country at all levels and ages, which is, again, incredible. That's what you want.
Do you know there's even an over 70 league, over 60 league?
I knew there was an over 60. Over 70, I didn't know.
Yeah, there's an ambulance with beds standing by with walkers. Raymond Reefer, he's been good.
Yeah, brilliant start to his day. And he'll have another lefty to bowl at. Saad Ali coming in with some brilliant minor league form. Had the most unfortunate run out yesterday. Really peculiar, the situation him and Milind Kumar found themselves tangled up in, where the ball was just touched to short mid-wicket by Milind Kumar, and somehow they were looking to turn two. Ended up getting run out, and it felt like that might have been the end of the Kingsmen day, when in fact that almost jump-started Milind Kumar's innings. But Ali wants runs for himself.
Yes, folks, and Aman mentions Milind Kumar. Just in context, he's the only centurion of this series.
Touch of fortune. Not where he wanted it at all, but he'll take 4.
Yeah, Raymond Reefer, you get the feeling that he's done his job by dismissing Sharjeel Khan. But look at Ramiz Raja. He's one of the top batters around, and he's taken on the left-arm pacer, Raymond Reefer. And what's the intention to really hit into the backward square area? Ends up over the keeper's head by a long way. Gone for 4. 4 gone. It's 22 for the loss of Sharjeel Khan.
Remarkable that it ended up at third. The way this was headed looked like it should have been to fine backward square, like you mentioned. Always peculiar. Doesn't matter how it looks. The scorecard all reads the same. Close of 4, 23 for 1.
Yeah, we're beginning to see some folks coming in as it comes down to the business end of this series. as Kumar will continue.
Nitish Kumar's been brilliant early on this power play, doing to both righties and lefties. Just the 8th run he's conceded. And if you can get 3 or 4 of Nitish Kumar out of the way cheaply early, you've set yourself up brilliantly in the later stages of this innings.
Yeah, you're right, Aman. You want, since he has gone well, you want to continue with him. He's an off spinner. We know the life of an off spinner in T20 cricket. He may not get a chance to come back in the middle or certainly towards the end. But he's been very good, Nitish Kumar.
And it stems from just how vastly experienced he is. Again, while he has made a USA debut, he's more known what he did in Canada as the captain and would have played more ODIs than anyone in this country. And so he's carrying that into this T20 format.
Yeah, I remember certainly a big moment for him and the man from New Zealand, Corey Anderson. They were batting one time when they were playing up in PVCC with the Bangladesh series. They were in the wicket at the same time. 2 men making their debut for the US, having played for 2 nations.
It's remarkable. That and then maybe his biggest moment with the USA would have been the 4 he hit to send it to a super over against Pakistan. Faisal Shah's unhappy with me now. Won't go to the boundary. And still just the 1. So even with 4 runs conceded to start this over, this has been brilliant.
Yeah, Nitish Kumar continues to bowl extremely well. We saw he got off to a very good start. His first over went for just 2 runs. In fact, 1. And he was bowling to Sharjeel Khan and, of course, Ramiz Raja.
And only 5 runs from his 3rd over. He's given him just 12. Exceptional work. Close of 5, 28 for 1.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tariq Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket and T Sports.
So, welcome back. 28 for 1. Treatment here for Ramiz Raja. As we welcome Shaw Faisal into the box. Shaw Faisal, 28 for 1. They've lost. Sharjeel Khan, Saad Ali, the captain, has come out at 3.
Yeah, Ramiz Raja is taking a little bit of an attention. He's feeling his hamstring, I think. He felt it in the last over as well, going for that big shot and then that sweep shot that normally he would have run to, couldn't come back for the second, still feeling the effects. That injury, that's not good for Kingsmen because in this T20 format it's fast and furious. There's very little space for injured lieutenants.
And Aman and I, we were just talking about the unpredictability of captain using so many bowlers at the start. Look, Raymond Rifa has just taken out Sharjeel Khan, bowled an over that only conceded 6, got to the start, got to his bowling mark, and at the last moment decided, well, I'm not bowling this one. And so new bowler here, the 4th bowler to be used, and we're just at the end of 5.
Yeah, a lot of teams try to do that inside the power play. Keep mixing it up with their bowlers. I remember Atlanta Fire, the home team here. They went to 2 seasons bowling 6 different bowlers in the power play. So 4th into the 6th over. Slightly regulation or closer to the regulation. But Kamran Hotak. Left arm spin. Yes, left-handed Saad Ali. Had a fantastic time of it. He's a very good player. Generally looks to take the innings deep.
So Cameron Hotak comes into the attack, starts pretty well. And Shah Faisal, you get the feeling with Sharjeel gone, he's a quick scorer. Saad Ali and Ramiz Raja will have to consolidate here. Still early yet, but still. Oh, look at that. Rank, long hop, and give him the treatment. Big shot from Saad Ali, gone for 6.
Yeah, it deserved the treatment. Was begging to be hit, and it was hit. Saad Ali taking full advantage of the power play. Strong breeze. And in that direction, he's got it away. Be very disappointed with this delivery. It just got stuck in the fingers. You feel it didn't come out all right. But he had to pay the price. And you talk about Sharjeel Khan. It's been all or nothing for him in this tournament. One player of the match. And then 3 very, very quiet outings, including the 2 ducks.
Yeah, big shot from Saad Ali, given a gift. You look at Cameron Hotak, and he has had some good spells in this series. 2 for 34, 1 for 24, 2 for 26. So you're not surprised that Raymond Rifa has gone to him. So very good delivery from Raymond Rifa that took out Sharjeel Khan.
Yeah, that was a good delivery. The Kingsmen, the batting lineup is quite long. Oh, fast hands through the ball, but couldn't find the gap. 6 earlier in the over, followed by dots.
Into the offside. Fielder is running back, outstretched hand, can't work. And surprisingly, they have only gone for 1, but ball was hanging in the air for some time.
Yeah, Ramiz Raja is not fit, so he cannot push for those 2s. And Saad Ali gets away with it. It was into the wind. Fielder tried his best. In the end, that outstretched arm and the lunge, not enough.
So we've seen an over gone for 7. We've seen a shot that went for 6. And so relative to that, I think Hotak has really come back well. Final ball. And a good delivery to end the power play. And after 6 is 35 for the loss of 1. So the parks are filling up. Here's Shah Faisal. And that appears to be the VIP section, VIP park. Or it could possibly be the award for the player of the series. You never know.
His regular supply of food and refreshments as well keep coming in this time of the day. It's a bit too late for lunch, but never too late for a bite. At least for me. But 35 for 1, they have to come up with a decision, the Kingsmen, with Ramiz Raja. He's really hampering the flow of this innings. Now with power play over, more protection. I thought he was going to try and go for the big one, the last ball before the power play, but he blocked it. He cannot run them hard. And with field wide spread, what are the options? Wicket is good today, so they have to score big against a very spirited Cardinals side.
So it looks like Abdulaziz gets a second spell. We saw he bowled 1 over from the media center end, but he returns from the far end. Ball stroked into the offside. Shah Faisal, we talked about the situation in which the points table is telling us that both of these teams are on 4. One will give way.
Yeah, the other group is sorted though. In the other group, the qualifications have been confirmed. Atlanta Fire, by virtue of them finishing first in Group A, will be having a rest day tomorrow, and they will go straight through to semi-final. And alongside them, 2 other teams have joined for the knockout stages. We watch this Yorker. Ramiz couldn't get it away. Okay, so the Stallions X have also qualified, waiting for the qualifier from this group. So does Seattle Thunderbolts. 2 very good teams. Good that they've made it through. And from tomorrow onwards, it will be win or go home for all the teams.
It's a ball into the onside, and Shah Faisal, you talked about Ramiz Raja. May slow things down with his running. How much does something like an hamstring affects even the stroke play of the batsman?
It does. Does the weight transfer back and across or onto the front foot and back foot? There's got a lot of spectators watching along. Some of the teams that they finished their first game still hanging around to watch this big stars clash. Ramiz hobbling along, carries on. Still no indication of him wanting to give up.
What I've seen also, the good part of when you're a little bit more, when you're a little bit gingerly, Shah Faisal, is that sometimes the bigger shots come on because you realize, well, can't run, I gotta hit this ball across or over the ropes.
It gives you that clarity of mind at times.
That's a lovely shot, straight down the ground, but can't find the boundary.
No elevation, no length for him to get underneath.
So folks, coming into this game, points table is showing the Central Cardinals, the team out in the field, they're on 4 points. The Kingsmen, the batting team, they are on 4 points. Somebody will give way. Yeah, stroke fluently into the offside. Goes to Raymond Reed for the captain. 7 gone. It's 39 for the loss of 1. So Nitish Kumar will finish up. And very early into the innings, Shah Faisal, Nitish Kumar has gotten 4 overs to bowl.
Yeah, that's first 3 overs for only 12. You see teams departing after their early morning game. No such luxury for us. We'll have to stay and slug it out till the end of the second game.
Yeah, Ramiz Raja all in a tangle. Nitish Kumar will bowl out here. They're going just over 5 runs and over, 5.4 to be exact.
Ramiz need to look for a boundary.
Boundary he's looking for, finds the gap. And right on the button from Shah Faisal, this one has gone away for 4.
Yeah, he had to do something. Dots were building and he cannot run them hard, so he came up with this. Down on one knee. He's a strong, powerful striker. Another gap that he can aim for is over extra cover against the spinner. Will be against the off spinner, but that is what he was aiming for. May carry. Not quite to the sweeper. Ramiz choosing the right options. Badly hampered by that injury.
Yeah, sure, Faisal. My son Matt, who usually accompanies, follows me in the convox, always tells me beware of a wounded batter.
And it's true, there are multiple instances of wounded players making really useful contributions. This is Saad Ali, who is not wounded, but he's inflicting some pain on the Cardinals. Second 6 of the over, and 50 is being brought up.
So 50 comes up in fine style. Look at that. Big shot into the onside. A fight back here from Saad Ali. And he himself realizing that Ramiz might not be good enough to run the ones and the twos. He'll have to take matters into his own hands.
You're talking about your son Matthews, a fabulous commentator, and him, I think fresh in his memory would be the Glenn Maxwell knock in the World Cup. Go slightly further back to our younger days, Saeed Anwar, when he made that 194, he had to call up a runner before he had got to 50, and it was a scorching May day in Chennai. So he didn't have to run his runs, and then he had a field day, scoring 194. Good one for the Kingsmen. 8 done, it's 51 for 1.
Yeah, sure, Faisal. I remember when you talk about Pakistan, I think Salim Malik one time was injured with a broken arm or something and went on to save games. Back in those days, of course, we're talking about red ball cricket, in which occupying the crease, you save matches by just doing that.
Yeah, that was in Faisalabad against the mighty West Indies. The likes of Malcolm Marshall, Tony Gray, Courtney Walsh. He came out, started to bat left-handed because he had one hand in a plaster, and then he batted right-handed. Scored 3 runs and was a part of a partnership for the 10th wicket with 32. And that demoralized West Indies to the extent that when they came out to chase 220 odd, they were bundled out for 53. Pakistan winning that historic test match. Not too dissimilar to this summer where Chris Wokes came out to bat with a sling against India. Unfortunately, he couldn't save the game for England.
So ball cut away out of the glove of the wicketkeeper as Cameron Hotak comes in for another spell here, Shaw Faisal.
No signal from the umpire. Must have got a scratch from Saad Ali.
Yes, Saidib Ganesh, the wicketkeeper. And Shaw Faisal just to finish up some of those wounded batter. And of course the popular photo of Anil Kumble, all in facial protection and having to come out and save matches.
Yeah, there is a history of that. What can Ramiz Raja do though with this injury?
So ball pulled away into the onside. Fielder may not have picked up the ball initially, but he does well to recover.
Yeah, another run lost here for the Kingsmen. Could see the pain that Ramiz Raja is enduring. He wanted to go for the second on the throw, but Saad realizing that he won't have made it, so sends him back. Ramiz looking at that onside field. It's an inviting hit with the wind.
Yeah, that's the kind of shot you got to play. Look at that. Pierces. Long off and long on with some bit of power. Gone away for 4.
That is sheer power, but footwork was the key. Down the wicket, 1-2, bang. And scrambling was long off despite his best effort. That'll give you a good look that long off had just about 15 yards to cover and he couldn't make it. Such was the power and force of the strike from Ramiz Raja. Gaining momentum, Kingsmen.
Sure, Faisal, we talk about some of the brands that have made their way to the Atlanta Open. The Kingsmen brand has really done well in the last 5 years. A minor league win for them, US Open at one time. They have done well here and really put together unit. 9 gone, it's 59 for the loss of 1. So we're back with the action. Shaw Faisal, 59. They're going 6.5 runs on over. And from the games that you have seen on this field, you'll take 6.5 in the early stages.
Yeah, but today the pitch is much better, Lenny. We saw the evidence of that in the morning. So Kingsmen, a must-win game, having decided to win the toss and bat first. Platform, yeah, I'll take it for the platform, 6.5. But by the time this innings ends, they will be aiming at, well, what Saad said at the toss, 7.5, 8, and 150, 160. I reckon they would need around 170 to really be confident of defending it.
So Hamad Safi has been given the ball, guided away from Ramiz Raja. And will not carry, but a good-looking shot.
Yeah, well, the runs that Ramiz had to run are the most painful ones for him at the moment. He would be hoping for that ball to just go through and hit the fence, so he didn't have to run. Not the case, this outfield, despite being down the hill on that side. A little slow towards the edge of the boundary.
So wide is the call from the umpire, 62, and Shaw Faisal. We talked about the fact that on this field it was the Kingsmen who posted one of the highest score we have seen on this field in the competition, 179.
Yeah, thanks to a brilliant 100 from Milind Kumar. They were in all sorts of trouble. It is getting to a stage. Skipper is in the middle. Didn't see much reaction. He's just turned his back and pondering with his head down.
Yeah,
What should you do, Lenny? What do you think, Ramiz Raja? Well, that's a good view of us, seeing the action live from ground level.
Shot from Ramiz Raja into the media tent, and that has gone for a maximum.
Well, it needed to come, but it almost came our way. And a magnificent strike, though, you'd have to say. Established a strong base, and then just a weight coming into the shot, landed on the roof of our production tent here. Lenny at this stage was lining up to catch that ball. He's thrown away his mic. Back in position, Lenny. So is Ramiz. Another one. Take that.
Yeah,
Back-to-back sixes.
Yeah, full one this time into the bat of Ramiz Raja. Not good here from Safi, and given the treatment. Beware of the wounded batter. 74 for 1.
Really a loose delivery from Hamid Safi. Looking for that Yorker. That little bit of slingy action. But it was a full toss. Easy pickings. Ramiz, despite being hampered, he can still put away those balls if you ball in his area. Probably that is the reason he's not giving up and not walking off.
I tell you what, 12 runs and he had to do no running, so that's the plan. And look at that, 4 more off the bat of Ramiz Raja. And so 16 runs and he didn't have to run.
That was delightful piece of timing. Short with an offer, but Ramiz Raja got into good position, cleared that front leg and just stroked it away. Wow, you can hit as many sixes as you want. There's no match for such elegantly timed stroke.
So Hamid Safi has bowled an over that's gone for 19. A good one for the Kingsmen. 10 gone, 78 for the loss of 1.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, deep, and that one is smack.
but this one is globbed into the onside. A slow, short ball.
Hotak returns, and Cameron had such a great minor league season this year out on the Western Division. But right now, all attention would turn to Ramiz Raja and the ball striking he's starting to employ.
Yeah, that last over really gave him a new lease of life, because before that, you would start to wonder, with such a long batting lineup and on a good pitch, was it even worth it for him to just to be hampered by that injury and aggravated even more with important games to come? But he'd cut loose and he caught up with his strike rate now, 42 of 32. And on a roll, the halfway stage, 78, would be considered a very good return for just 1 wicket down.
Yeah, I'll be curious to again see, without the ability for twos here, if Raja is more in a hit out or get out kind of mode. If he's eyeing a 50 for himself.
I think he charged down the wicket to see if he can find the required length, but Kamran saw him coming, so pulled the length. And yeah, there is no twos unless it's like very easy and it goes to the edge of the boundary.
Well, that's easy. To the man. Taken. And the end of Saad Ali.
He must have been feeling pressure as well to make the running as against the spin. Ramiz did it against the pace. But Saad Ali just didn't quite have enough elevation. He took on the fielder. He never really was looking to keep it down. He was aiming for 6. Just not enough elevation. Nicely judged in the end. And an important breakthrough. Saad Ali walks back for a well-made 23 of 17. And it's 80 for 2.
So now out strides out Milind Kumar, and all eyes would turn back to yesterday and how brilliant he was. The only century in this tournament at this ground, batting first in the second match of the day. So very same results available for Milind. And can he continue that same string of form?
Yeah, and that was an innings-saving knock too. Today he's got a bit of a platform to come into, so he can express a little bit more from the get-go. Once again, personally, I always found it very difficult for the players who were not injured coming in and having an injured partner. It can really affect the rhythm of other players. I felt like Saad Ali suffered from that. You don't want Milind Kumar to suffer from that.
And it's because a big part of his game is pushing these 1s and 2s around. Interesting there, Ramiz Raja was the one that wanted to go.
Yeah, I think Ramiz, that sometimes we've seen that players play through those injuries, and often at times when the body gets really warm and they just get kicked back into action and it sorts itself out kind of thing. The way Ramiz went for that first and turned for the second.
Wrong end. Throw had to go to Ramiz Raja, who's just hobbling around.
Well, Ramiz is keen now on running quick singles. That should help Milind Kumar find his feet early doors.
Eventful over, to say the least, with the big wicket of Saad Ali to fall in at 11 gone, 83 for 2. Much better start for the Kingsmen today. You mentioned it. Yesterday, Milan Kumar came in a real rescue position, 42 for 4. Already 80 runs on the board before he walks into the middle. And thank a lot of that to Ramiz Raja, who even with an injury, is really keeping the runs moving.
$83 for 2. Yeah, that is good news for the Kingsmen. But the general word around, you saw the pitch in the morning and I saw it in the afternoon. The word is that this is probably the best surface on this Field 1 out of all the 3 days. So you have to adjust what has happened here, and thinking that 160, 150 should be good against a very strong Cardinals side who lost yesterday chasing 202, but they got really close.
Now they have plenty of firepower in their own right and plenty of bowling options. That's why Raymond Reefer is coming back in for his second. And there's so much activity happening here at Buttonveer Sports Complex, especially in Group B. Group A is decided, and right now the other match in Group B, Gulashed taking on the Clarion Eagles, 24 for 5 for Gulashed. And it looks like the Eagles not only are going to make the playoffs after starting the day in 4th, they might seal number 1 with their expansive net run rate.
Yeah, they had a convincing win this morning, and now with the opposition 24 for 5. You see this one straight to the fielder. Yeah, 24 for 5. They'll be really eyeing a quick wrap up there and sit top with that 6 points and very healthy run rate.
The Kingsmen and the Central Cardinals both have the opportunity to get to 6 points, but they would need a massive net run rate boost to overtake. Hasn't quite got it. He'll find short of all the fielders. And Raja wants 2. Wonderful commitment. That's Milan Kumar who's come back.
Once again, throw to the wrong end. The fielder not realizing what is the situation with Raja. He threw off balance. He had more time to compose himself and fire in a return at the striker's end. So Raja was hobbling, but this is good commitment. Outstanding from Ramiz Raja. He's decided, I'm not going to hold this innings back. And if I have to run 2, I will run 2.
No need to run. Oh, excellent stop. Excellent stop. That is sensational.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. That really came off the middle of the bat. Clearing that front leg smash. Saved 6 certain runs. And the skipper will be happy with that.
It's an absolute rocket off the bat. And that's something out of NFL play. Falcons might need a receiver next Sunday.
That was outstanding. I mean, marked down 5 runs already. And that total, whatever it is at the end of the 20 overs, you should take 5 runs or add 5 runs to that. And that has already been saved, meaning that they will be chasing 5 less. That was a certain 6. Ramiz Raja has all of a sudden started to run quick singles as well. 47.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. Seemingly couldn't buy a single, and now he's turning ones into twos. Close of over number 12, 89 for 2.
24 for 5, no 50s. Until 38 for none.
Brilliant start for the Chicago Kings. It's for the Kingsmen, rather. In a real commanding position. And Ramiz Raja's taking the helmet off. Like you said in the last over, somehow he's started to turn into twos. Correction, Milind Kumar's taking the helmet off.
Here Ramiz will be eyeing that onside boundary again. Stead who's looking to go into out. That is a gap for him. If he can beat that infielder at extra cover along the ground or over the top.
It's never easy to do that against Hotak. He had such a prolific minor league season for the Silicon Valley Strikers. For a team that really struggled in that bowling department outside of Saurabh Natharavalkar. They needed Hotak to stand up big, and he was brilliant from the left. Dangerous and nervy from Milind Kumar.
Yeah, Hotak has got quite a low arm. And you feel like a delayed release as well. Waiting for the batter to see if he's made the move. And then adjust accordingly. Clever operator.
And a 50 for Ramiz Raja. One that's come on great adversity, fighting through the pain and injury that took place in the power play and gets tremendous recognition from his side.
Yeah, very well played, Ramiz Raja. At one stage, it looked like he may disrupt the rhythm of the innings. He's batted fantastically and didn't allow that to happen. He's running the runs hard, even for Milind Kumar.
Which is brilliant. Again, Milind Kumar's game early on is built on his singles and double work, especially against the spinners. And I think Ramiz Raja also is very much aware that Milind's such a dangerous bat. You can't let him get out of rhythm. Fielder, just watch it, because that's in the gap. Brilliant from Raja.
Great use of the feet. We discussed earlier in the over, it's very difficult to come down the wicket to come around the kind of trajectory he bowls. But Ramiz was very quick. First across the stumps and then skip down the wicket. A bit of a hack in the end, but that's where the gap was. Excellent batting. Have a look at that footwork. Very innovative and very quick as well.
Close of over 13, 97 for 2. The Cardinals need a wicket badly. You just sense that Raja and Milind Kumar can tack this thing along and make it a game where you're chasing upwards of 150.
Yeah, with wickets in hand, last 7 overs, Kingsmen probably would be disappointed if they don't get it 10 and over from here, at least 10 and over from here, with such firepower in the tank.
Splits the fielder. Can't afford those misfields.
That was sweetly struck though. Milind Kumar just launched into it all along the ground. 7 of 7. That is 7 of 7 from Milind Kumar. That is the way he generally likes to build his innings. In that 7 runs, he spun the middle of the bat quite a few times, so he'll be feeling in control.
You're sensing that he's found confidence. So once he's got confidence in the wicket and in his bat speed, he turns it on, whether it's in these type of competitions internationally, in MLC. I think Raja's kind of made up his mind on how he's going to play. He is just gingerly moving out there, so it doesn't feel like he's trying to hang around anymore. Interesting challenge presented by Chaitanya Bishnoi. Remember, was in the first 2 years of Major League Cricket.
Left arm spin has been the order of the day here at Paramveer this week. Chaitanya Bishnoi, yet another of those very, very skillful left armers.
100 on the board, and Ramiz Raja maybe just getting a bit too predictable. Every bowler just pulling their length all the way back, seeing Raja's movement so early.
Yeah, and it's heading into one of those phases again that we saw at around over number 8 or 9, where the innings had a risk of being stalled.
That's how you put it into gear. Pulls it and pulls it all the way.
Fast hands through the ball. It was short, but it didn't really bounce. He really bent down on his knees, flexed them to get quite low to make the decent contact. Have a look at how low he got and how quickly those hands came through the ball. Made a sweet sound off the bat.
Doesn't take much to get Milind Kumar going. And you give him a loosener, he takes full advantage. That's how you know he's finding rhythm. 14 off of 9, and it feels like it's just the beginning.
Aman, you'd feel that the way Milind Kumar hit that ball, you'd feel it was a terrible delivery, but sometimes spinners rely on that deception, and you felt that he deceived Milind Kumar initially in length, but those fast hands and terrific flexibility in terms of him getting into good position. Bishnoi would have been feeling a little bit hard done by, but that is the quality of the batter.
Close of 14, 107 for 2. And those become danger signs for a fielding unit, isn't it? As soon as Milind Kumar is starting to make a bowler feel nitpicky, then you're in a position where you're unsure of what next to do.
Going into the last 7, this last over came with the result with 10 runs in it. And going into last 7, I thought if 10 and over would have taken them to 167. So they've started that run rush on course with 10. I have a feeling if one of these set batters carries through, probably they may end up getting even more than that. And that is the challenge for Cardinals. They can do that to slow that run rush. They have to pick wickets.
Wants to. Wrong end. Absolutely the wrong end. How have you not gone to Ramiz Raja?
And the keeper was shouting. We could hear it from here. Batting end, batting end. And the fielder didn't listen. That is not good out cricket there.
Same thing. And this time, says no, says Milind Kumar. I'll never understand throwing to Milind Kumar's end, really, period, because he is going to be the quickest of his batting partnership regardless.
Absolutely. It's just basic game awareness. Once again, I'm impressed because Ramiz still wanted to go for the second on this occasion as well. And it was Milind who said no. Probably Milind fancies Shrikant here. Shouts catch it, but a couple of bounces to long on. Yeah, medium pace. We haven't seen that kind of bowler throughout the week. Either we've seen good quicks or genuine spinners. Haven't seen nothing in between. Just military medium. I can't think of any. Can you?
Yeah, no, the closest example you have is more your funny Samhadri. If that, but feels like he's got way more variation than Srikanth does. Oh, innovative. So cheeky on the part of Ramiz Raja. And it trickles over the line.
That is superb batting. Ramiz got under it. He's got low center of gravity. That is not from the previous delivery. That was earlier when Milind Kumar got a 6. So with the 6 and boundaries flowing, the innings is getting momentum. You made a good account of Fani Samadri, but for some reason I just don't even think Fani Samadri is normal. He's a freak. He has a category of his own. He doesn't fall into any other category.
Oh, hello. That is absolutely massive.
Wow, he's absolutely nailed it. Ramiz Raja, injured or not, he really saw it from the hand and sends it soaring to Highway 411. Fielder will have to put up a stop sign to stop the oncoming traffic to get the ball. I think he has done that now. What a massive 6. Worth having another look if we can. Ramiz moves into the 60s. I think we'll sort that later. Have a look, Aman.
So good. Picked up that bit of width, and then look where this one goes. Over and over into the road, and like you said, had to direct a bit of traffic. Watch out, ball's incoming. That'll do a bit of damage to Srikanth. Not as much as a 6, possibly. Close of 15. It's 122 for 2.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarik Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket and T Sports.
So 15 gone, it's 122 on the board. We've seen a big partnership between Milind Kumar and Ramiz Raja. And we talked about how gingerly Ramiz has been. Aman Patel, the runs hasn't stopped coming from Ramiz Raja.
No, and the interesting part about it is that not just the runs in terms of boundaries, but the runs in terms of the quick ones and the turning twos. Something we saw him struggle with early. Seemingly, he's found that gear again. Oh, that's innovative. That is high quality.
Well, whether it's conventional or it's unconventional, it doesn't stop Ramiz Raja from scoring and scoring quickly. He goes up to 72, and he's really motoring along quite nicely here for the Kingsmen.
In risk of having to chase down upwards of 160 now, or these Cardinals, that would be a tall, tall task. Wants more, but just short of the fielder.
Yeah, a couple of runs off the bat of Ramiz Raja. So now he goes up to 76. Aman, he's really batted well. And you earlier talked about Milind Kumar, how he can shift gear once he's there long enough.
The beautiful part is he doesn't have to yet, and so he'll take his time. He's, again, so aware of what's happening in the game that, yeah, he'll go big, he'll take a single, he'll understand that Ramiz is hitting it quite nicely. He's got so much time on his hands. Bishnoi doesn't get a hand, and somehow the stumps get broken and you get a single.
Yeah, a lot of times, man, we see the stumps act as probably one of the fielders. How many times you've seen them block some full-blooded shot that you know mid-off and mid-on couldn't come across. And it all adds to the drama here. This over's gone for 8 so far from Bishnoi. But you get the feeling that we're beginning to see that this Cardinal teams, their bowling is a little thin.
And so much batting depth still to come for the Kingsmen. So many big hitters up their sleeve. Should be simple. No. Just away from any fielder.
Yeah, you're right on that. A lot of batting still to come. Hassan Khan. Hamad Azam. 130 for 2 here and still balls remaining.
You even look at the likes of Azil Huck who can come in. Nkrumah Bonner. Oh, Milind Kumar, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gone upstairs. Brings up the 50 partnership between Milind Kumar and Ramiz Raja. And they have gone enterprisingly well. Aman, 56 from 34. That's the partnership. And look at that. Comes down the track, meets the spin, and takes him out of the park. 16 gone. It's 135 for 6. 135 for 2. Sorry. And it's all happening here at the Atlanta Open. 137.
Truly sensational stuff here from the Kingsmen. Again, the platform they've set, the wickets in hand, and the batters to come. Your Nkrumah Bonners, your Ziol Haqs, your Muhammad Ilyases. You can even look at Aryan Satish as an option. Anwar Ali Khan's in the side today. So much firepower. Where do you go? Who's your option to take a wicket? If you don't take a wicket now, Lenny, 160 might be the smaller end of what you end up looking at.
Yes, Aman. Raymond Rifa will try again. We saw him in the early. Got the wicket of Sharjil Khan, but looking past that, it has really been a batting domination from Milind Kumar and Ramiz Raja. Ramiz has played a very good knock. We talked about how Milind Kumar goes about his business. And that's the dangerous part also from Milind Kumar. We talked about also he's the only Centurion in the series. And so he's got a fine knock, but for now, all the action shifts to Ramiz Raja, who's gone enterprisingly well. He's on 78.
Straight up. Sideep Ganesh under it, and Ganesh takes it. So finally Ramiz Raja goes, but not before a destructive day for him. 78 off of 55 and handshakes all around for number 9.
Raymond Rifa, he has come in. He has made an early impression. Once again, we saw him in the earlier part. Took the wicket of Sharjil Khan. Look at this one. Can't get nowhere. And you get the feeling Sideep Ganesh, such an experienced player, calls for it. And they tell us anytime the ball is high in the air around the wicketkeeper, let him go for it. He's the man with the glove. 137 for 3.
Warm reception for Ramiz Raja. A lot of guts, a lot of grit throughout his innings, and he's put the Kingsmen in a phenomenal place. New man in, Hassan Khan. We'll have to wait to see the former West Indian test batter, but this man holds a destructive bat of his own.
Yeah, Hassan Khan has had some useful knock in this series. And he comes in here, Aman, with a stage set. They're going at 8.4, nothing wrong with that. We've talked about how sometimes on this field it has been you've got to work for your runs. And he comes in here with still Milind Kumar to work with. Raymond Rifa, he's been good.
Yeah, got the early wicket of Srijo Khan, like you mentioned. Now gets Hermes Raja. An early one of Hassan Khan would be great. Milind Kumar's pushing for a second. You reckon Hassan Khan, again, his wicket becomes so vital. Just the mental hurdle that is bowling to him.
Yeah, they've got 22 balls remaining, Aman, and we talked about the scores on this ground batting first. 179 posted by the Kingsmen a couple days ago, and here they are, probably targeting something in that vicinity.
Flies away. Beats the short third fielder, much to the dismay of Raymond Reefer.
Yeah, I'll give Milind Kumar the credit of playing a good cut shot. While it may have come on to him quicker than he thought, but still off the bat of Milind Kumar. And now, man, we've seen Milind Kumar so much, and he gets a start, and then as the innings progresses, he gets better. And by the time you know it, he's up to 80. We saw the only 100 in the series coming off this man's bat. So he has been productive. He bats the way Milind Kumar bats, and he really gives you a productive innings.
Splits the fielders, but not well enough. Really nicely done at long on.
Yeah, Raymond Reefer, we saw cut away for 4, but other than that, we've seen a couple of singles from him. Picked up the wicket of Ramiz Raja. And so he has led from the front. We talked about the players coming from all across the country. And we've seen a strong West Indian contingent here. You talk about Bonner to come, having played at the West Indies level.
He's a wide. We'll have to re-bowl it. Hassan Khan wants a no ball.
Yeah, wide is the call from the umpire.
Well, here's the rule that's in effect. It's the fact that if the ball passes the crease line, it doesn't matter where it's pitched. As long as the first pitch is beyond the crease line, it cannot be deemed a no ball.
Yeah, I want to think that's what the umpire is explaining to the non-striker. That's Milind Kumar, and he's satisfied with that.
Oh, that'll beat everybody. This could be a no ball. We'll wait for confirmation there, but it's at least 4 byes. And there it is, confirmation, no ball. You see it there on the replay. And a free hit for Hassan Khan.
Yeah, it's 149 now, I want to think, but irrespective of that, this over has now gone for 12. Free hit ball for the first time in this match. And Hassan Khan will be the recipient of the first free hit we have seen in this game.
Yeah, clearly there, great look. Really just over waist height. Free hit. Hasn't got it. And it'll just be the single. 149 now on the board.
Yeah, brings Milind Kumar back onto strike. We saw a very good over from Raymond Reefer. Started off pretty well, got the wicket of Ramiz, and then we've seen a 4, we've seen a wide, we've seen a no ball that went for 4 byes.
Oh, this should be out. Needed a direct hit. I don't know where Milind Kumar was going. He hit it straight to backward point, but an odd way to bring up the 150 at the close of the 17th.
Can a leg by go for 6?
Sorry?
Can a leg by go for 6?
I don't know, actually. No, right?
For example, if you're running and bowl something like a fast bowler, run and hit a guy in the hill, and it flies, although it flies over the ropes, it's 4. They say you can get a leg by that has not come off the bat for 6. That's the rule. Brian told me that. Brian King.
Yeah, saw confirmation there that Hassan Khan was very fortunate that was not a direct hit and would have been the best result for the Cardinals to just buy a wicket thanks to a Kingsman mistake.
So Aziz comes back into the attack. Aman, 3 overs left. They've posted 150.
Has he got all of it? No. And Milind Kumar has to walk away.
Well, we've seen a couple of quick wickets. We saw Ramiz Raja going in the last over. And now Milind Kumar holds out in the deep. Easy catch for Raymond Rifa. He's played at the top level. And it's 150 for 4. Still a couple of overs remaining after this one. Abdul Aziz comes into the attack and he picks up his first wicket. He holds out in the deep. Look, a very easy catch for a man who's played at the highest level. Raymond Rifa. It's 150 for 4.
Dangerous Milind Kumar has to walk back. Quick fire 20, but not the repeat dosage and disappointment. As Anwar Ali Khan strides out into the middle. A big hitting, fast bowling all-rounder. Just what the doctor ordered for this situation.
Yeah, they really got off to a bit of a quiet start, but we talked about a big partnership between Ramiz Raja and Saad Ali. That went for 63, and we saw another big one from Milind Kumar and Ramiz Raja for 57. And now you're beginning to feel that the Cardinals, they're catching good, and they're beginning to pull things back.
And they can keep the Kingsmen under that 170 mark. A huge mental battle won. And it's not going to be easy, but seems more attainable. Brilliant block hole stuff.
And Aman, we talked about teams tying up on 4 points. There's a big race to get to that 6 points. Definitely will be one of these teams, but we see also Clarion Eagles. They're playing Collier Share, and they're also looking to go up to 6 points.
Well on their way are the Clarion Eagles to beating Guleshed. Had them in a really tricky position through the first 10, and they've continued with that same vein. 46 for 8 at the close of 17 over there, and it's now 59 for 8 here in the 18th for Guleshed. So it feels like that'll be a commanding win for Clarion, and again, after starting the day outside the playoffs, could lock up the bye with a big net run rate boost in both of their matches.
Yeah, and even Atlanta Lightning, they're watching both games just to make sure that if anybody falters, they've still got some points for you to consider them.
Well, their best hope is that the Kingsmen lose by a margin. The Kingsmen are currently listed at 3rd on the table, have the worst net run rate of the top 3. But the way this is turning out, it doesn't feel like that's going to happen. It feels like if this were going to go the Cardinals' way, it's going to come down to the very end.
Yeah, we've seen a good comeback here from Abdul Aziz, and all of a sudden, Aman Patel wants Ramiz, Saad Ali, and Milind Kumar. You take them out of the equation, it looks like the Cardinals got some bowling here to contend with. This was gone for 4. We saw the wicket of Milind Kumar at the start. Good catch from Raymond Rifa. Let's see if he can finish strong.
Unlucky. Fortune favors the bowl, and it favors Anwar Ali Khan to close over 18.
Productive shot from Anwar Ali. Doesn't matter how they come, they add up. And an over that has seemingly gone pretty well for Abdulaziz ends with a 4. 18 gone, 158 for 4.
Kingsman put up 179 yesterday batting first and never looked back from that moment. You reckon if they can get to 179 today?
Well, we've got 12 balls. I want to think they will. It might just be at that mark. I won't be surprised if they get... It'll be bingo if they get up to 179. We'll call it, so I'll go for the bingo.
There we go. That's what Lenny Ajayivar's after. Maybe some lotto numbers from him if he's right. Given was wide, and they'll scamper on home for 1. Excellent recognition from Anwar Ali.
Yeah, a couple of wides to begin over number 19. Well, in fact, not officially began. 160, Aman. I get a feeling that they probably will push beyond 179, but I'll settle with my 179 and see how the numbers play.
Nicely played. Perfect Yorker. Just great cricket all around.
Yeah, the fact is, Raymond Rifa, he's got 5 balls remaining. 2 for 28 so far, 2 for 29. And we'll have to wait and see who will be given the last over. If you want some medium fast stuff, you'll probably go to Hamid Safi. And whether or not he'll go back to one of the spinners, Hotak or Bishnoi.
Muscled, powered, and long from Hassan Khan.
We've seen some big sixes on this ground. This one has to be considered probably one of the bigger ones we've seen. A massive strike from Hassan Khan. Gone over the fence by some yards. And it's off the bowling of Raymond Rifa. Take a look. Smashed a long way. And that's the power and timing of Hassan Khan.
Saw the first delivery. He looked to be more innovative. This time, just more conventional stand and deliver stuff. With still third and fine inside the ring, don't be surprised to see him go back to a stroke behind the keeper's head. Doesn't get it. Well taken. Really nice work at short third.
Yeah, Raymond Rifa has picked up his 3rd wicket now. And every time Raymond Rifa comes in and he's bowled a series of ball, man, he's always struck with a wicket. Look at that. Looking to be innovative. And the quick innings of Hassan Khan comes to an end. 9 off 7 balls. And it's Raymond Rifa, who's played at the international level, comes up with another wicket here. 167 for 5.
Can't blame Hassan Khan. Shot was on. Just wasn't correctly executed. But he did his job. Caught in, hit a couple of sixes, and got the Kingsmen closer to that 180 mark as the new man, Nkrumah Bonner, walks out, and just speaks to the depth of this batting order.
Yes, Aman, we've seen 3 wickets now from Raymond Rifa, 3 for 35. All except the second over there. Raymond Rifa came in for his bowling spell. Aman, he's picked up 1 in there, all his overs, except the second over, which went for 6, even a very tidy one. So Bonner comes out here, and he's got an over and a half in front of him.
Very different situation for him than yesterday, where he came in just to play a single double game. Today, with 5 wickets still in hand, his goal would be to send the ball to the boundary. Has 3 to deal of Reefer. It just feels too little too late for the Cardinals. Yes, they've taken wickets later in this innings, but you needed 1 at post that power play.
Yeah, I got the feeling that they were missing one of their other specialist bowler. We've seen a good try from Aziz and Hotak. But somewhere along the line, Aman, I think they're still missing another very good bowler. I thought when I saw Ramiz Raja and Milind Kumar batting in the middle, posting that big partnership, they never seem to have an answer. The fact is, every time Reefer comes into the attack looks so formidable.
No, you can't. You can't do that, Raven. That is absolutely sensational.
Raymond Reefer, he's picked up his 4th wicket, 4 for 36. And I was just making the point, when he bowls, wicket falls. And this one is a brilliant catch. Struck firmly back to Raymond Reefer. And look at that, just into the hands of Raymond Reefer. Reflects certainly on tap. And he picks up his 4th wicket. Good bowling here from Raymond Reefer, 168 for 6.
Close the 19th. Well, Lenny, your bingo is still on. 179, just 11 runs away.
I'm going for big. I'm going for bingo this afternoon. And so they've got the last over.
Last 6.
Yeah, down the leg side, Abdul Aziz will bowl the last one.
Yeah, we saw him go block hole Yorkers, and expect that to continue to be the plan to both Bonner and the new man, Muhammad Ilyas, both of whom have combined played just 1 delivery. So real fresh in the middle, trying to hammer away the runs. Calls for 2. Bonner was disinterested very early.
Yeah, a couple of balls into this over. One called a wide one, a single. Not bad here from Abdul Aziz, given the last over. And when you come in to bowl these last over, man, it's always important as a bowler. You love to be bowling to a man that's just probably facing his first ball, and so is Mohamed Ilyas. Even Bonner has only faced 2, so as a bowler, you want to be able to bowl your last couple of balls to these type of batsmen.
Oh, you cannot do that. You cannot be serious. It's a perfect Yorker, and you've overstepped.
Yeah, free hits. And sometimes, how many times, man, we've seen it takes a free hit to kickstart an onslaught. Could this be the one here for Ilyas? So free hit ball.
Stand and deliver. 6 runs.
Yeah, the fielder at long off got to the end of the rope and realizing, well, I can't go further than this, and the ball is still traveling. And that's a massive 6 from Mohamed Ilyas, and why not? He got free license for a big swing, and big swing he did.
Well, Lenny, you might just not have enough runs to get to bingo. 178 with 3 balls left.
It's 179. It's 179 now, man. 1 single, 2 dots. A wicket. Bonner is the man on strike. Come on, Bonner. Well, I'll have to ask Abdul Aziz. Come on, Abdul Aziz, save me here.
Well, he heard you. That's why he's just pulled up off his run. He's okay. I need to rethink. Lenny's asking me to do something. I've got to execute perfectly.
Yeah, it's the no ball free hit 6 that dented this prediction of mine. But here is Abdul Aziz.
Should be run out. Oh, needed to be direct. That hits, he's so far gone.
And now the Kingsmen has matched up their score that we saw. We talked about them playing on field number 1. And we've got a couple of balls remaining. Aziz has gone for 11 in this over. We've seen a no ball. We've seen a free hit that went for 6. Mohamed Ilyas.
Going. Gone. Second 6 in the over for Ilyas.
So they've gone past their highest score on this field by 6 runs. And because of this, look, a smashing shot over the offside. And a couple of massive 6s off the bat of Ilyas in this over. This over's gone for 17.
Got to go back to the block hole. Aziz, anytime you've been on a length, you've been pummeled. Welcome to the party, Mohamed Ilyas. And he's going to have to re-bowl it.
Well, what an insult to injury. They're going out to the park. They're known as 6s. They're called maximums. But guess what? It has come off a no ball. And so this will have to be re-bowled. The over has gone for 24. And still 1 ball remaining, Aman. It's 192 for 6.
Unbelievable. What we missed was, I think, the other 6 was a no ball as well. Still a free hit. Nails it. Nails that Yorker. Last delivery. Unbelievable that you're looking at 16 runs off of no balls. Excuse me, 15 runs off the no ball.
Yeah, Ilyas has given them some big runs at the bottom. He's only faced 6 balls. He's up to 19.
Fortune. It's going to plug up. But it will be 2 runs to close out the innings. Sensational batting from the Kingsmen. 195.
Yeah, this is a lot of runs. At a time when the projection looked something in the vicinity of 170 plus. Maybe we were still thinking I had a very good chance at 179. But this over from Abdul Aziz. Certainly a big one. Some 26 or 27 runs came off this over. And exactly what Mohamed Ilyas and the Kingsmen wanted. And in the end, it's 195 for 6.
Look at that batting card. It was Ramiz Raja early, his 78 off 55. But you couple that with the 21 off of 7 from Mohamed Ilyas in the back. And it pushes that total into what seems to be an insurmountable amount, 195, and leaves the Cardinals bowlers with a lot to think about.
Yeah, we've seen towards the back end, and let's look at the bowling. We saw Nitish Kumar bowled excellent at the top, but it's Raymond Reefer 4 for 36. Every time he took the ball, he picked up 1. But we've seen Aziz gone for quite a few. Srikant Daka went for 15 in the only over that he has bowled. And the bowlers have given away 195 at the end of 120 balls.
Well, the Kingsmen, you win the toss, you bat first. This is exactly how you draw it up. Everything's gone to plan so far. Milind Kumar was absolutely brilliant as well, 28 off 16. It looked like he might really get going, but a lot of credit has to be given to Ramiz Raja for the toughness he displayed throughout his innings. Look at the tall towers. That last over going above 25. The only over to go above 20. But you're keeping that run rate around 10 the entirety of the innings and peaking at the very right time. Going to be a lot of work for the Cardinals in this Group B clash. They'll have to regroup in mighty fashion because the #1 spot in this group is on the line, and a bye is on the line as well. our very own Faisal Shah. He's with the man of the moment, Ramiz Raja. Let's have a listen.
Thank you, Aman. Ramiz, very well played. You played a fantastic knock. It was a difficult innings of sorts. You have to battle through the injury as well. Talk us through that.
It wasn't an like old injury. When we ran in the first over, I had a pinch in my hamstring, and thankfully, like I took painkiller and just carried on like that.
Did at any stage it cut through your mind that you want to just go off and let others come in and?
Actually, I was thinking in first couple of overs, but then I thought like it's better because I took my time, and then I was like, let's just play my shots and stay there, and I tried that, and thankfully it paid.
And after a while, it feels like when you were batting with Millen when he came in, it feels like you were pushing for the twos, so it gradually didn't get any better?
It did actually. That's what I said. Like I took painkillers, and after that, like after 4 or 5 overs, it felt a little better. And Millen was just taking care of me, and I told him like I'm there too if he wants to run too. So we ran too actually.
You did. And you set up the platform. Grandstand finish by Ilyas and others towards the end. You spent a lot of time on the wicket. Tell us something about the pitch.
It looked like a good pitch, but I think back of the length balls are actually gripping a bit, and slower ones are really useful on this pitch. But because the dimensions are pretty even all the sides, so I think it's a very good total, and we should be like comfortable to defending this.
Yeah, runs on the board with quality bowling lineup. You know, it's an must-win game. Confident defending that?
Oh yeah, I am, because I have full faith in the bowlers and the fielding team, and as you said, like it's a good total on the board, so I hope like we bowl discipline and we take our chances.
You played beautifully, Ramiz. Very well done, and all the best for the rest of the game.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
There you have it, boys. Back to you guys in the comm box.
Brilliant to hear from Ramiz Raja. An unbelievable innings, and again, one full of grit and guts and plenty of fight. And he set up this game wonderfully. Take a look early. Shrijal Khan hit a couple of early boundaries, and you thought, okay, things are moving, but Raymond Reefer, he was certainly the pick of the bowlers today for the Cardinals, Lenny.
Yes, Aman. Every time he picked up the ball, well, there have been 1 or 2 lucky boundaries for the Kingsmen. But look at that. Don't forget Saad Ali. He came out and he played some telling blows. In fact, he started some really lofty hitting. We talked about Ramiz Raja. Look at that. There was a time in which we saw flurries of boundaries, flurries of runs with no running at all from Ramiz Raja.
Yeah, he was sensational. Hit one right over your head, and he was going after the commentators. He took advantage of full tosses, the length balls that you spoke of, waited on his moments, and showed off great touch as well. I think that's the one part of Ramiz Raja's game that goes missed most of the time. Game was kind of set up, and then this wicket of Saad Ali came in, and you thought, okay, things might just be turning, but Milind Kumar comes in, joins the party, and doesn't let Ramiz Raja slow down, because Raja starts turning twos, and Milind Kumar joins the boundary hitting as well.
Yeah, you're right on that. Saad Ali, a big partnership of Milind Kumar and Ramiz Raja got into the act in a 57-run partnership. Made them bat through all the way to the 13th over.
Kept it going from there. Bishnoi was punished not once, but a couple of times. Kumar just has such great feet. And like you said, this 50-run partnership seemingly was taking the Kingsmen away. And then, as you mentioned, anytime Raymond Reefer takes the ball, a wicket seemingly followed.
Yeah, he's picked up 4 on every over that he's bowled, except the second over. Look at that, some good slicing away, but Raymond Reefer was good today, picked up 4, but the batting still continued. Hassan Khan came out, and we saw quick, breezy innings from Hassan Khan.
Yeah, the pairing of those two in the back end for the Kingsmen make them so vital. And then Aziz gets Milind Kumar. I thought, okay, you might be able to plug the onslaught, but then just a touch of unfortune for Aziz. Raymond Reefer comes back and actually had a pretty brilliant over after the initial Hassan Khan boundary. Responded beautifully after this monstrous 6.
Well, what was to come was kind of unbelievable. We saw Hassan Khan trying to play one of those innovative shots that went into the hands of the fielder. And while every time Raymond Reefer came out of the attack, things started to go wrong for the Cardinals. And we looked at this last over that went for 20 plus. And in the end, it's 195 at the end of 120 balls. So, folks, there you have it. We'll take a short break and resume when cricket does so, with the Cardinals needing 196 from 120 balls.
Atlanta Fire. Star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarik Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket and T Sports.
Atlanta Fire. Star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarik Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket and T Sports.
Atlanta Fire. Star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket and T Sports.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket and T Sports.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball. Chase, or the reply, 196 to win from 120 balls. Asking about 10 and over. Welcome back, Aman Patel. Central Cardinals under some bit of pressure here with this, with 196 on the 195 on the board.
Good early evening to you, Lenny. Yeah, this is going to be quite some chase. It's going to need a lot of work early on in this power play from the likes of Saideep Ganesh and Tarun Adada, both of whom prolific minor leagues in their own right. Saideep had a very strong start to his minor league season for the East Bay Blazers. Scored a big opening day 100, but from that point on really struggled with the bat. Can you find for him today?
So Zia starts with a wide, and he has given up a free run here to the Cardinals, and now that will have to be rebowled.
It's been brilliant to see Saideep Ganesh, though, get back in the limelight. If you remember, he was drafted into Major League Cricket in the opening year and then just pulled out of the tournament. Left MI New York without an under-23. They ended up going in a couple of different directions, but great to see him back.
Yeah, they'll need a big start. And Saidib Ganesh, you made mention how good he's been. Saw him getting a 47 somewhere along the line, but 2 other lean scores. And coming in at a time in which they need 195 to go up to 6 points. This might be a tough one for them. Zia-ul Haq, a quality fast bowler. And he's been given the new ball here. And so the first run off the bat of Saidib Ganesh, and things have begun here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Sadeep Ganesh, again, he's also representing the USA, so comes in with a really high repertoire. And he's only 24 years old. Hasn't debuted, but has been in a lot of the USA squads. And he's looking to get back into that position in a top order that's absolutely jam-logged in the national setup.
So Tarun Adada comes in to strike, and a player perhaps not carrying a big name, but he has been quite productive in the series for Cardinals at the top. Got a 43, got a 6, got a 34, so 2 big knocks along the way. He partners Saidib Ganesh. And he's stretching for a wide ball, signaled by the umpire.
It's remarkable to me to see the endurance and the durability of the seam bowlers in this tournament. A lot of them would have played 4 consecutive days of cricket. I would have thought about the Kingsmen and like Zia-ul Haq, who has come down from the minor league finals. So not a lot of rest, and they're still out and about.
Yeah, you're right on that, especially for the fast bowler. Their workload always seems to be one of effort, and these days, man, it's how you manage, especially for the fast bowler, how you manage the overs, the days, and the matches more than anything else.
And it's never easy. There's never a correct way to go about it because the competitor inside of you wants to play every game, bowl every important over, but that sometimes just physically isn't possible.
So driven into the offside. This has still been a very good over here for Zia-ul Haq. Only 5 off this over at a time, in which the Cardinals are looking to get almost 10 and over if they are to cross the line. We talked what's at stake in this contest, and probably what's at stake in this contest, Aman, is to go at the top.
Yeah, the net run rate push here seemingly could send but one of these teams to the top. But in that same breath, what the Clarion Eagles are doing at the other venue, it's seemingly they are going to stay at the top. They'll find a win most likely, chasing 69. They're already 20 for none in the third over. Just 15 runs left to get. They already have the best net run rate, set to see that expand. It would take some effort with the ball here for the Kingsmen to jump them. So it feels like your order is going to be setting the Eagles up top.
So ball into the onside. Will complete a very good over here from Zia-ul Haq. 1 gone is 6 for no loss.
The Atlanta Lightning now, coming into the day, would have sat there and said, okay, we need the Kingsmen to lose by some margin. Now you need the Cardinals to lose by an even bigger margin. I don't feel that if the Cardinals were to win, that they're going to do it quickly and chase down 190-odd runs. They're going to need the Kingsmen to win this game in 12 to 15 overs to have a chance.
So Mohamed Ilyas will partner Zia-ul Haq. And we saw Mohamed Ilyas towards the very end. Primarily, he's picked because he bowls fast. But Aman Patel, even the fast bowlers, can give you contributions with a bat.
That's a fast bowler's favorite thing to do. It's not to take wickets, it's to hit some big sixes. Think about Cornet Dry. Think about Shadley van Schalkwyk. Think about Ali Khan. They're coming in to hit big sixes, and Mohamed Ilyas did that better than most.
Yeah, it starts well with the ball full. Squeezing out a single is Tarun Adada. And let's look how the Cardinal got to this position. Well, Their first match of the competition, they got past Clarion Eagles. We call it an upset. And then in the second match, they got quickly past Cooley Share. Just chased 142. And their only loss came when they posted 200. In fact, the team posted 202 and they fell short by 6 runs. Would you believe that?
This Atlanta Open has shown so much great parity and so much great competition. You never know who's going to win on any given day.
A lovely drive. That's a classic cover drive from Saideep Ganesh. We'll only get one for that. But it's a shot that deserves a lot more than one, Aman.
And you can sense his frustration. Had a real big scream after he turned for one and looked to his bat. He can't believe that that hasn't resulted in more runs because he's absolutely timed that.
Yeah, we talked about this Kingsmen brand. And they have done well in the tournaments that they have been part of over the last 3 or 4 years. Good strike from Tarun Adada. And it goes one bounce away, and that's a good-looking shot for 4.
This Cardinals team needs to get off to a good start, and this lefty-righty partnership can get off to a hot one. Adada just giving a bit of width as that ball slanted across and lifts it over the top for 4. Need plenty more of those.
Yeah, good strike. I made mention a couple of big knocks for him during the course of their campaign. And along with Saideep Ganesh, we know how good he is, and so they will really have to bat well. Still 184 needed. Big score put up by the Kingsmen. Big knock from Ramiz Raja, who got 78. And a big appeal, could be a leg by. Nado says the umpire.
Asking a big question, Muhammad Ilyas. This would feel high just based on the shot selection. And yeah, probably is. Maybe even sliding down leg, or slightly askew from how we're looking at it. But again, Ilyas, very passionate cricketer. He's going to give an appeal for every opportunity, even if it's just a 1%er.
And Aman, I made the point previously that all of the teams we've seen here, especially looking for those late addition of points, I made the point that all of them have won at the Atlanta Open. You look at Kingsmen, they won in 2023. And you look at Clarion Eagles, who we saw play earlier on. They're the defending champions from 2024. And we saw Atlanta Lightning, they won in 2021. So all these teams clamoring to be at the top of the table have enjoyed success at the Atlanta Open. Another big appeal. Ilyas is begging now. And they scamper through for what could be another leg by. It's all happening here in this over from Mohamed Ilyas. May have come off the bat.
Shock from Ramiz Raja and Mohamed Ilyas. They were sold. They were ready to buy a mortgage here. It's hit in the back thigh pad. Don't think there was any bat. Was it sliding over? Ilyas says, what, Umpy? Umpy says, no, Mohamed. Close at 2. It's 14 for none.
Yeah, we saw a very delayed signal of leg by from the umpire. And that is because a lot of questions was asking to the umpires, and you need to respond to the appeal. And now the umpire backpedals back to his mark, and we're ready for over number 3. We've seen a couple of good overs here. One from Zia Ul Haq that went for 6, and this one from Mohamed Ilyas. Couple of appeal, and that has also gone for 6. So Zia will continue. Yeah, good delivery to start. The bowling has been good. And the throw, not a direct one. And so Aman, some good bowling start from Zia Ul Haq.
One thing I love about this Kingsman team is their energy in the field and the shy at the stumps that they consistently have. They're not shy at all about throwing at the stumps and trying to enforce runouts. And it goes back to something Matthew Hayden said to me during the Major League season. He said they were always taught, as a fielder, it is never your fault if there's overthrows. You should always take a throw. And you can see the pure basics here from the Kingsmen that are always at the best.
Yeah, you're right on that. Hadada can't score. And man, when you look at this Kingsmen unit, they also won at the US Open a couple of years ago. And I recall that they win at the minor league level a couple of years ago, the Kingsmen. No, twice, maybe 5 years ago.
They won minor league cricket in 2024. Back down there in Grand Prairie and nearly went back-to-back this past year. So, again, it's a very successful franchise. They're pretty new to minor league to begin with. Only, I think, got accepted in 2023. So this was a team that knew what they wanted to do, put together a squad, and brought over the likes of Hassan Khan and reaped all the rewards.
I recall it might have been a couple of years ago. It was overflowing with so much talent. Now listen to this. The Kingsmen brand, or that franchise, was overflowing with so much talent they had to bring 2 teams to the Atlanta Open. They were both competitive teams that made playoffs.
And it feels like they're going to do it again this year. Well, they have. The Kingsmen are definitely going to qualify after their performance here. And Stallions X, another Kingsman brand, but they've already qualified. So there's a real possibility that that looks to be your final.
So short ball. And all he gets is a warning from the umpire that he's bowled 1 short in the over.
Ganesh can't quite believe that this isn't wide, and I don't say I can blame him. That's well over head height. I don't think he's standing up to that.
I think the square leg umpire said he ducked. Well, let's see. Maybe we can have a look at that. Here is Zia. Good quality bowling. So the third over comes to a close. 3 gone and 16 for no loss. So Milind Kumar, the off spinner, has been given the ball. And he replaces Mohamed Ilyas, 1 over from him. Only conceding 6. Can't be anything about that he's given away too many, but we talked about using different bowlers, especially in the early stages with 1 over spell, and here is Milind Kumar.
Spin works, especially in these second innings, and Milind Kumar was so productive yesterday, why not? Took 2 wickets of his own to go along with the 100 runs. So maybe, because he didn't get the 100 today, maybe he's looking for 5.
So while Milind Kumar comes into bowl here, we will kind of release some bit of very good information coming to the Atlanta Open. And hot off the press, Aman Patel. We've got a big West Indian, one of the biggest name in West Indian cricket, coming to the Atlanta Open in for this weekend and also for the grand final. And should we straight away talk who it is, or to allow some bit of suspense before the big revelation of who's coming here? One of the biggest name in West Indies cricket, Aman Patel.
Well, should we go and list some of the statistics? Do we go name first?
Well, one thing for sure. Let me put up one category up there.
Okay.
He was knighted, so he's a sir
He is
for
a
sure.
sir. He's played over 100 tests. He scored over 7,500 runs in those tests. Has a remarkable average of 46.
Oh, bowled him. So the first wicket goes down. Taruna Dada gone. Milind Kumar strikes.
Not the one to reverse sweep. He's so smart, Milind Kumar. Doesn't look to overturn the ball. And you saw here, saw the movement so early from Adada. Darted in quick, yorked him. And no chance to keep that one out with the wrong hand. First wicket goes down. Adada goes for 10. It's 18 for 1. Lenny, I think it's time. I think we have to say the name now, and I'm going to let you do the honors.
Well, folks, he's well known around the world. Led one of the greatest cricket team, they say, back in the 70s and all through the 80s, dominated world cricket back in the days. Led the West Indies pretty well in many series of win. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce to you, yes, maybe the 1975 World Cup, 1979 World Cup maybe also, yeah, 2 World Cups. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud on behalf of the Atlanta Open to reveal that Sir Clive Lloyd will be coming to the Atlanta Open this weekend.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Again, the star power that this Open attracts, and it should be great to get his insights on what this means for cricket in the States and what he thinks about the standard and quality of cricket down here in Rydal.
So Milind Kumar will continue. Nitish Kumar has come to the middle. And Aman Patel. Nitish Kumar similar in approach and certainly the way he goes about business like Milind Kumar.
Gets through his overs quickly. Very smart, changes things up, and really is always attacking you as a batter.
Yes, Saidip Ganesh being held to a tight rein here, so the 4th over comes to a close, 19 for 1. So, folks, big news coming out of the Atlanta Open is that Sir Clive Lloyd is heading to the Atlanta region, and he'll be here for the weekend. So, a chance for you to get maybe a photo opportunity with Sir Clive Lloyd. We talked about one of the greatest cricket captain ever in the history of the game. And so a chance for you to get a photo opportunity with Clive Lloyd and get a chance to shake his hand, maybe talk to him. And he's all ready to come down here to the Atlanta Open. Can't wait.
And it's always great to have legends of the game around because they just bring so much insight and so much experience that there's no way you can recreate that. And again, to have Clive Lloyd in these kinds of positions and have him see these cricketers, and if you're a young cricketer, getting to rub shoulders with him at some point would be so beneficial.
So Mohamed Ilyas switches ends. He comes from the far end. And Aman just talking about the legends of West Indies cricket. I know you live in a region in which one resides.
Yeah, Alvin Kali does a lot of coaching out there. I actually got some of my youth coaching done by him back in the day.
Yeah, playing a miss. In fact, a couple of nights ago, we were in the lobby of the hotel and we were talking with Nate Hayes, and he was telling me about the work that Alvin Kalicharan is doing in the Carolinas. And so that's another legend of the game. And yesterday when Shaw Faisal and we were on comm, I was going to tell him, we were talking a little bit about West Indies cricket again, and I was going to tell him a little bit of sad news as it relates to West Indies cricket. This one cracked into the offside. And a couple of runs here for Nitish Kumar. He picks up 2. But we talked about, or I was going to tell him that Bernard Julian, another former West Indies player who played on the great team in the 70s and 80s, passed away this week in Trinidad and Tobago. So certainly our condolences to the Bernard Julian family. I recall about 3 or 4 years ago, we honored Bernard Julian in New York. And in fact, last month, Larry Gomes was also honored in New York. So I've seen them and I've been a part of some proceedings that has happened in New York. Cut away, we'll wait and see, but it's gone away for 4.
Given us bye, so just late movement is why that's considered to have beaten the keeper. A look of disbelief from Saideep Ganesh, but it's just gone straight past everybody, Raiz and Nitish Kumar.
Yeah, they're up to 25 for 1, lagging behind. A run rate that we talked about, 9 something, make that 10. And all of a sudden, man, that has gone up to over 11 runs and over. It's not going to be easy here for the Cardinals. But you get the feeling they'll have to give it their try. We talked about how good Saideep Ganesh and Nitish Kumar is. And you figure that one of these will have to get one of those big innings that we saw that came off the bat of Ramiz Raja.
Yeah, no question. You need one bat to stand up, but more importantly, you need one partnership to stand up. Yes, well, all the heads will turn to Ramiz Raja for his 50. Think about the partnership he put together with Milind Kumar, worth 50. If you can have that from Ganesh and Kumar here, that's how you claw yourself back into this contest.
And they've got a couple of big batters to come still, Bishnoi and certainly the captain, Raymond Rifa. Good bowling here from Mohamed Ilyas. He's such a quality bowler. Came very good with the bat in the last over, man. Really added on another 20 plus from always was going to be a very good score posted by the Kingsmen.
It's been a day of the St. Louis Americans on Field 1. Abhimanyu Lamba to start, and then Mohamed Ilyas also playing for that Americans franchise in minor league cricket. Both of them having a day in the early part of each match.
Struck and struck well. That's a lovely shot from Saideep Ganesh. Gone away for 4.
Such a wonderful timer of the ball, Saideep Ganesh. That's why he was held in such high regard just a couple of years ago. Took a short break from cricket, but he's returned because he can do things like that. Hold the pose, high elbow, lift it over the top, and let it scurry and hurry down the field. Pick up 6 to close over 5, 30 for 1.
So welcome back, 30 for 1. Hassan Khan comes into the attack. And he will come into Bolton. Nitish Kumar is 30 for 1. Welcome, Shah Faisal.
Thank you very much, Lenny. Well, the equations are getting clearer and clearer as we move into the games. Oh, this has been put away in great style. One bounce. Par wants to double check. I think it's one bounce. Nitish Kumar really picked up the length very quickly and sends it wide of long on for a boundary.
Yeah, good shot from Nitish Kumar. And Shah Faisal, I spoke about that Milind Kumar and Nitish Kumar, similar in their way that they go about their innings.
Good comeback from Hassan Khan. Yeah, they are both very, very good players. We've seen earlier what Nitish Kumar can do at the international level. Good use of the feet. Probably not off the meat of the bat, but just enough on it to get it over the fence. Second boundary of the over. taking Hassan Khan on. This is good proactive batting.
I like this. I like this from Nitish Kumar. One of the few batsmen we've seen around Shah Faisal that will come down to the spinners and get those shot in. That's well played.
Mid-on is up, so he's taking on the challenge. Running hard. And comes back for the second. That is very good running. Bonner was deep. And that ball took a long time to get to him. So 2 were on and they capitalized. Just before the power plays ended, they really pushed along. And want to make a serious challenge towards that target. Nicely bowled slower in the air. Made Nitish Kumar wait for it. Power play gone. It's a 40 for 1.
We go come, Missy. Missy, you're cutting.
Field 5 will be top of this group. So they will get a bye tomorrow and will progress directly to the semi-final. Kingsmen, assuming they win their game here, Cardinals would need to score more than 94 to edge out Atlanta Lightning on net run rate. They seem good value for that. And assuming Cardinal win this match, Kingsmen need to drag that run chase to 15.4. They are good value for that too. As Akhtar Shah starts off with a wide, so it is becoming more and more clear that these two teams are the favorites to qualify on number 2 and 3. Cardinals had a superior net run rate coming into this game, so if they can close down on the margin, they can still end up being number 2 in the group. In fact, Kingsmen will become number 2 if they win. So whichever team actually wins will be number 2 in this group. And Atlanta Lightning will be edged out on net run rate. And if that is the case, tomorrow's fixture list, Stallion X will be going against B3, which at this stage looks quite likely that it will be the Cardinals. That will be the morning game. And the evening game will be Seattle Thunderbolts and Kingsmen, more than likely is the equation for that. The action has continued into over number 7. Nothing much happening for the first 2 deliveries of Akhtar Shah, a wide and a single. So Lenia Chabar, things becoming clearer and clearer.
Yeah, we certainly come down to the business end, as they would call it. Then we'll have the presence of Sir Clive Lloyd here for the weekend. Shah Faisal.
Yeah, I heard that. Very, very exciting news for all the fans. If you live in and around Rydell, Atlanta, head your way to the Paramveer Sports Complex on Sunday. It will be the big final of Atlanta Open. Plenty of razzmatazz, plenty of good action. Beautiful weather around as well. Plenty of food and hospitality awaits you. And so does Sir Clive Lloyd. What an opportunity. And this is untidy. This is untidy. Yeah, I was hearing what you're talking about, Sir Clive Lloyd with Aman, and obviously you come from that part of the world. In your early childhood, you must remember that great team under Clive Lloyd, and what a time that would be to be a Caribbean cricket fan. We were just beating everyone at will, left, right and center.
Yeah, the fact is, Clive Lloyd was at the helm. Shaw Faisal, he was not just a player. He led them, and you wonder why. You wonder why that there's been nothing comparable to the legacy that he has left with our West Indies team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, things were troubled before Sir Clive took over for the West Indies team. It took him a little bit of time to gel those great players into a unit. And when they did, the rest of the world just sat back and took notice. And that reign of success continued almost 18 to 20 years.
Yeah, dominating a couple of decades for the West Indies, and they'll tell you that it goes down as one of the greatest sporting domination by across any sport ever in the world, and that was the West Indies team back in the days of Clive Lloyd. Into the hands of the fielder, and it looks like Nitish Kumar is gone, 45 for 2.
Yeah, Saad Ali, the skipper, at mid-wicket, takes the catch, and the wicket has fallen. Big burly Akhtar Shah finally gets one in the right area. Nitish couldn't get underneath it, couldn't get the elevation, and it went straight to the safe hands of Saad Ali. Another nail in the coffin of Cardinals. It's been one dominant performance from the Kingsmen as Nitish Kumar walks back. And it's 46 for 2. There's no scoring on the app.
So we're right. Oh no, Saidi Black is up.
Nitish is still there. The score is not even right.
Okay, you go and see what happened.
What is yours? 45 for 2?
Yeah, but I got it out some bottom now. Alright, go let me see what they.
The required run rate is 11.54 in 13 overs. That's quite a long way to maintain that kind of run rate. It's like it's Bishnoi who's the new man in. You can't keep Hassan Khan away from action. He is the star man. Just hit 1-6 and out, but with the ball in hand, he's prolific. Usman Qadir, big grin on his face. I'm pretty sure he will be seen at the bowling crease pretty quickly. Extra layers from everyone at Coolish Paramveer. Up and over. That is a glorious stroke. Off the back foot. Just lifting the ball over the infield. 50 has been brought up. 52 now.
Yeah, good looking shot from Nitish Kumar. So Nitish Kumar is still out in the middle. It was Saidib Ganesh that got dismissed Shaw Faisal. Now they go through for another run. Still pressure on the Cardinals. As we saw an onslaught, some big knocks from Ramiz Raja, Saad Ali, Milind Kumar, and towards the end, Mohammad Ilyas. And this is going to be a tough one here for the Cardinals. They require 143 to win.
Hassan Khan was disappointed to concede that boundary. Is dropped back on to immaculate line and length. Got a bit of a taping on his right hand. Might have gotten a knock. It done 55 for 2. Match up a little bit with the rhythm. Here comes the Bollywood hero. Oh, he changed quickly. Faji, well done.
So 55 for 2 at the end of it. Still a long way to go. Shaw Faisal, they're asking at 11. They're asking 11.7. And we talked about when you don't get an over close to 11, it goes up to 12 and then 13, and then it becomes awfully difficult. Akhtar Shah will continue.
At the moment, they'll be looking at 94, that first post that they want to conquer to make sure they qualify. Will like to come back for the second, and they do. Yeah, that 94 means that they will edge out Atlanta Lightning. Even if they lose this game, they'll have a better net run rate. And then they can start afresh tomorrow. Oh, we all know this man, don't we, in the blue?
Yeah, I wonder where he has been. Haven't seen him all day. Maybe he got a morning off. But we haven't seen him, and he needs to report to us what he's been doing all day. Into the offside. Lovely shot from Nitish Kumar. And he's got a bag full of talent and a great repertoire of shots. Nitish Kumar.
I thought you were talking about Brian, that he's got a great amount of talent. Just lifted it over with the bottom hand. Bonner quick across the turf, came around and prevented the boundary. Akhtar Shah, wholehearted cricketer. He gives it his all, puts a lot of effort into his deliveries. Big, strong lad. So big on Nitish Kumar. Not really a short delivery, but it climbed on him. He watched it well, though. Very well played, Nitish.
Yes, Shaw Faisal. And I heard you mention something that we have seen in this tournament, that you were kind of surprised when we saw a bowler by the name of Srikant Dhaka, who was bowling a little bit of medium pace. We haven't seen that for sure. You look at Akhtar Shah, it's either quick or we've seen spin.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been not a lot of military medium pacers. Not the kind of pace that Srikant was bowling. Although Aman Patel came up with the answer of Fani Samadri, but I think he's a freak. He has his own category. We need to think and invent a category for him.
Yes.
He doesn't fall into fast bowlers, medium pacers, or spinners.
Yeah, you're right on that. 59 for 2. Cracked away into the offside. A chase here for the fielder. I'm gonna run around well. Couple of runs here for Nitish Kumar. Quality player. We talked about Nitish Kumar, the distinction of having played for 2 nations. Shaw Faisal.
Yes.
And I talked about the Corey Anderson game, in which the question was asked at the Cricinfo level, has that been the only time where 2 debutants for 2 nations batted at the same time? They were in the middle at the same time.
What a coincidence. But they both are enjoying their second homecoming, playing for USA.
Yeah, looking to go big down the ground. Gets an inside edge, and that will complete over number 9. So 9 gone is 62 for 2. They're chasing 196.
Blessings, everybody, blessings.
Yeah, part of the thing, and I was wondering where Brian Walters was. Who gave this gentleman a day off? Shaw Faisal?
I think he will contest that. He would say that he was working very hard, which I doubt. He never works hard. He enjoys, and he never make it feel like he's working. He's just having fun. They've had a field day at Field 5. They're returning because their duties have finished over there. Kulesher made sure that Brian and Nate didn't have to work too hard. 6 overs, all it took for the run chase for the Clarion Eagles. Clarion Eagles are top already. Kingsmen. They need 94 to qualify. Cardinals. They will be number 3. Even if they lose, they score 94, they will qualify.
So Milind Kumar, the off spinner, continues. Picked up one so far, got a wicket of Tarun Adada. And he comes in here, Shaw Faisal, with a long way to go for the Cardinals. They've played well in this competition, but they're steering a very stiff one here. Still 134 to win.
Ziaul Haq will pick up the pieces, just a single. Nitish Kumar will enjoy bowling to the left-hander, Bishnoi. Atlanta Paramveer Sports Complex has been a proud host of this Atlanta Open 2025. An absolute picture. This will be the only field used tomorrow, Field 1. Aerial, but in the gap. It's all the actions coming to the knockout stage. Only Field 1 will be used, and happy to announce that the Sports 360 production will get even better with more bells and whistles, the introduction of line calls, added camera angles. I don't think that Kingsmen are minding those singles at this stage. Yeah, but something to look forward to as the crunch games comes. The broadcast is going to go up a notch.
Yeah, we've seen a good over from Milind Kumar. And the parking lot will get busier tomorrow.
The view you just saw, if you can have another look, that was Clarion Eagles. Happy because they will be leaving back to their hotel knowing that tomorrow they can have an off day. Another dot here, Bishnoi. Three of 5 deliveries, Nitish Kumar 32. Threaded it through just for a single to close out over number 10. It's 65 for 2 after 10.
Atlanta Fire. Star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside. A slow, short ball.
Wicket has fallen. It's 68 now, and this run chase for the Cardinals is not going to plan. Usman Qadir with the wicket. Bishnoi was facing. Nitish Kumar just charged down. You don't want to take a chance against Hassan Khan, and he had to pay the ultimate price. Nitish Kumar walks back for a well-made 34, and it's 68 for 3. It's quite contentious that Ramiz's gloves were pretty close to the stumps, but umpire Ravi made the call, and wicket has fallen. 94 still the magic number for Cardinals. Three wickets down. Still no panic, but they would want to get over that figure as soon as possible, and then they can take it easy. Even if they don't win, they can just regroup tomorrow and start again. That last 5 overs of their bowling innings really hurt them, and it could be demoralizing. There were no balls, free hits, massive sixes by lower order. Googly from Usman Qadir, misdirected again. Let's push the slip back now. He had slipped for one delivery and then slipped in the googly, trying to deceive the batter, but couldn't land it on correct line.
Yeah, Ankur Kasal comes to the middle here. Still a long way to go. Bowled him. So Usman Qadir comes into the attack and makes an early impression. Kasal gone. 69 for 4.
Well, Usman Qadir is a wicket taker. We all know that. And he went around the legs. Yeah, he went back in the crease, but couldn't manage it, couldn't negotiate it. The leg stump was pegged back. Early exit. And the wickets continue to tumble here. Went right back, but couldn't line that delivery up from Usman. It's 69 for 4 now.
Here.
Big googly and a big shot. He just got himself outside the line. You'd feel that was a perfect googly from Usman Qadir. Stride just saved Maruthi. He's gone straight up. Oh, it lands between the two fielder. Akhtar Shah coming in. Breakdown in communication. It was probably Akhtar's catch because he was coming straight into the ball.
Yeah, kind of surprised that Akhtar Shah did everything well to get close to the ball. Just the arms out. And perhaps a little push. And in the end, falls in no man's land. But look at this again. He came in. Why you stopped? And in the end, it goes for a single. Ball into the offside from Bishnoi. And you get the feeling Shah Faisal is The bowling is on top. They're asking 13 runs on over.
Yeah, and you must have noticed, and our viewers must have noticed as well. I talked about the upgrade in broadcast for tomorrow's games. You already see extra angles, extra replays as well as 11 has been completed, 71 for 4.
The annual Atlanta Open T20 tournament returns October 7th to 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. Presented by Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tarek Real Estate, 12 teams packed with the best domestic and international T20 talent will be on show. Catch live action on the MLC Network, Willow Cricket, and T Sports.
Continues. Usman Kadir continues. In fact, no. And Shah Faisal, we talked about as commentators at time. How many times you've seen a bowler go to the mark? You line him up, 74 for 4. You line him up to get bowling, and then the captain say, "Oh, hold on a second. I've got another plan."
Well, I think they realize now that the game is pretty much in the bag. So Aryan Satish has been given the ball. And just allowing him some game time with the ball on this big stage here at Atlanta Open.
And Shah Faisal, we talked about these younger players. These are very big moments for them. television broadcast. You're going globally around the world, and this is their sort of like major league. This is their time.
You think back in time. I'll come back after this ball. Think back in time to the first Atlanta Open or the first edition of minor league, or even that exhibition season that you may remember. Quite a few players that featured in those early editions have gone on to make the grade onto the major league stage, onto the USA national side. So the journey, it starts from here, from these big tournaments. That is your first step into big thing. Here you can come in and realize what is the competition like. What do you have to make the grade? And if you make that realization as a youngster, I'm sure there's plenty of help available with great coaching, great pathway structures available. A lot better than what they were 5 years ago.
Swept and swept well. That's a good looking shot from Reddy. Gone for 4.
He got hold of that. Timely boundary. The run scoring had been reduced to just singles, but this is a good shot. Got the foot down, hands way out in front. Now the reverse. Chase is on. It is hold in. Just a couple of runs, but good improvisation. Good proactive batting from Maruti. Getting closer to that 94 now with only 9 needed. And Atlanta Lightning fans, if they were watching, they would pretty much be the feeling of resignation to the fact that this one got away from them.
Yeah, cut away into the offside. And that will complete over number 13. So 13 gone. It's 84 for the loss of 4.
86, they say.
So when I mentioned Maruti, his name is Reddy. So 13 gone, it's 84 for 4. We come down to 112 needed. Usman Kadir gets another ball. And we talked about Shah Faisal. We talked about Usman Kadir's dad. And maybe when Clive Lloyd comes, we'll probably have a little chat about how good was Abdul Qadir.
Definitely, and Kingsmen, if they happen to be involved, that'll make it more appropriate. Bowled him. Quicker through the air, Usman Qadir with all his variations. And when the pressure is off, he's really showing off his skills. Second wicket for the leggy.
Yeah, faster ball. Maruti ready. Simply no answer was coming down. Got that part right. But look at the quickness of this delivery. A very quick delivery onto the stumps from Usman Qadir. It's 84 for 5. Raymond Rifa comes to the middle. And the irony is, Shah Faisal, even if when you get into a playoff, it doesn't matter where you're ranked or where you play. That's a different tournament. Now you win, you go home. And I've seen in my time, team barely squeeze into the playoff. They go on to win it. You never know.
Yeah, the team that gets the harder path into the knockout stages, they're battle hardened. They would have gone through tough situations. They've endured defeats. They would have to have the feeling of bouncing back. How does it feel? They would have to have characters, more than one or two, to have come good during the tournament to rescue them. And that all helps when you get into the knockout stages. Slip in place. Starts off with a big leggy. We've seen that Usman has done that to batters.
And Shah Faisal, when you look at Usman Qadir, he does remind me of another bowler in international cricket who's a right-arm leg spinner, by the way, Imran Tahir.
Imran Tahir actually was coached by great Abdul Qadir, and he was a big fan of him. He actually idolized Abdul Qadir. So you can see canny similarities between their run-ups. Have a look at that. Very similar. Now that the slip was removed, he slipped in the googly, trying to stay one step ahead of the batter. Yeah, very similar, Imran Tahir and Usman Qadir, the actions. Bouncing run-up. And this innings is going pear-shaped now. That was a ripping leg break. And still 9 away from that 94 target. The qualification is not secured yet for the Cardinals. 87 for 6.
Yeah, Usman Qadir with another wicket here. And he's now bowling at 3 for 4, Shah Faisal. 3 for 5. And you can't blame the batsman at this stage, asking for 18 runs and over. What do you do as Parth Patel comes to the middle?
Well, I can tell you, Parth Patel was a hero here. About 2 weeks ago for Atlanta Fire, they were locked in a very tight battle with Baltimore Royals for the top spot of the group, the South Division, and he came up with a precious 6 in the last over to take the game for Atlanta Fire. So this boy can play. It's a completely different situation and a different environment at the moment.
Fact is, he's facing up to one of the best in the business around here. 14 gone, it's 85 for 6.
Atlanta Lightning still hanging on to the hopes of qualification. They'll be hoping for those 4 wickets to fall before 7 runs are scored. The body language of Cardinals is really dismal at this stage. Would have thought they just, from the get-go, were looking just for qualification, and sometimes that kind of strategy can come back and haunt you. Nervy dugout for the Cardinals. If we can have a look. They've all set in together, nervously waiting and counting down for those runs. That will help. Kingsmen all of a sudden have found an extra yard in the field. A couple of good saves. And run scoring is not easy here for Cardinals.
So Aryan Satish will continue. Couple of right-arm leggies here. Shah Faisal, Usman Qadir, and now Aryan Satish. And these bowlers are always slippery. It's one of the things in T20 cricket. You don't get a chance to really settle down and really fight them off. And it's always to their benefit, Shah Faisal, that you've got to play shots. It's a game that is so short, limited deliveries, and you've got to bat and secure a very good strike rate. Parth Patel, Raymond Reefer. Kind of surprised that Raymond Reefer came maybe a tad late, maybe one position later than I thought.
Goes big, Raymond Rifa. And a telling blow. And that seals the deal for Cardinals in terms of qualification from this group. They've edged past Atlanta Lightning. Atlanta Lightning suffered a huge defeat, and that meant that Cardinals didn't have to do much more than to get to 94. Big swing of the arms, Raymond Rifa. He's a fierce striker of the ball. And now may decide to have a little bit of fun before tomorrow's big game.
Yeah, capable batter. We've seen him play at the top level and was not too long ago playing Test cricket for the West Indies. So comes in here. His leadership has brought the Cardinals down to a playoff berth. And Shah Faisal, the rest is up to how they perform. Some really top teams in here. 15 gone. It's 98 for 6.
Usman Qadir. Bonner gets in on the act. A single. Good experience for Parth Patel to play Usman Qadir and see all his variations from close quarters.
So 99 for 6. On the verge of getting to the 3-figure mark. The run rate has gone up to 20 and over Shah Faisal.
Yeah, the result is a foregone conclusion already, I think. Parth Patel swings hard but misses the leg spinner. Plenty of turn for Usman Qadir.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting for the younger players. Shah Faisal, who's upcoming, and established bowlers. Steered away. Good looking shot from Parth Patel. Brings up the 100 in the process. So it's 101 on the board. They still need 95 to win.
Yeah, you're right about youngsters having dreamt of playing at international level, and second next best thing is to face international cricketers. Well, Parth Patel decided to give the charge to wily Usman Qadir. A beautifully flighted leg spinner turned and gripped away from Parth Patel, who is left stranded. Ramiz has done the rest behind the stumps. Can't fault the youngster for trying to express himself, but came second best.
Yeah, it's a typical way for leg spinners to get you out. They'll tease you with a ball that you can come down and take out of the park. Look at that.
Beautiful.
And then the dip, the drift, and the turn, of course, and good wicket keeping will send you packing.
Fourth wicket for Usman Qadir. Have a look at that flight. He threw it way up above the eye line, but how quickly it dropped and left Parth Patel stranded. That is a classic piece of leg spin bowling right out of the top drawer. Four for 10 for Usman Qadir.
Yeah, his second time. Did he get a 4-wicket haul, I think, yesterday or the other day before, or maybe a 3?
3 wickets yesterday.
So Cameron Hotak comes to the middle, and we talked about a current run rate that has gone to 21.9.
Got Two slips in. Looking to slip in that sharp googly. Too full. Wouldn't allow it to spin past. Kamran puts bat to ball, and it is a 101 for 7 after 16. Drop that we saw from Usman and Rifa. Strong striker at the drop that we saw from Usman and Rifa. Strong striker at the ball. Into the grey skies of Rydell. Cardinals need to finish this strongly here, especially the skipper, to take some confidence into that game tomorrow. Looks like they will be coming up against the Stallion X, another formidable unit with big players. And Kingsmen will be taking on white ball. Yeah, Kingsmen will be taking on the Thunderbolts in the afternoon game. Cardinals will have to iron out their execution towards the back end of the innings with the ball. That is the area which make them secure that victory against Eagles on the opening day. Valuable time for the lower order in the middle. Kamran will appreciate time in the middle, because in that game tomorrow they may need all of their resources to come good to find a way through past the Stallion X.
And Shah Faisal, we saw what happened today. I think they had control of the game up until probably the 15th over. And when I say control, it was still about 7-8 runs and over. You expect that to be when you're playing T20 cricket. Oh, that's a good shot into the deep. Fielder has both hands to it, doesn't hold on, and so one goes a begging.
That's Ilyas. Probably first sign of Kingsmen slipping up with their standards just a little bit. Ilyas, generally an outstanding fielder, probably wasn't quite ready.
Yeah, ball punched into the offside, so that will complete the 17th over. So 17 gone, 113 for 7. Yeah, Mohamed Ilyas, ball went straight, but it was dying. Shah Faisal, very flat, and it's traveling quickly. Usman Qadir will finish up here, and he's probably going for another one here. 4 wickets for Usman Qadir so far. And he comes in here with 83 to win. They've got 3 overs at their disposal.
And Usman Qadir will look to add to that tally of wickets. 3 yesterday, 4 today. Good contest between him and Raymond Rifa. Mid-on, mid-off, both up in the ring for Rifa. Usman looking to buy a wicket. That's been thumped away. Milind Kumar picks up the ball, and a couple of runs for Rifa. Interesting the way Usman has kept the field up, throwing the challenge to Raymond Rifa. Hardly ever we see that when there is any kind of pressure on the situation. Now, having said about his aggressive intent, Usman has sent the long on back, Hassan Khan. Well, that was a loopy full toss. And Reefer has put him away.
Yeah, just wondering if it's a little too late. And the big question is why we didn't see Reefer a notch or two higher up, Shah Faisal. 75 now to win, and Reefer looks pretty solid out in the middle there.
He looks in good nick. That's good news for Cardinals. Because he will be required tomorrow. Like I said, they would need all their resources, and the skipper is probably the most equipped to handle any kind of pressure that will come their way in that knockout game tomorrow. Umpire, in the meantime, wanted to check the ball as it landed on the concrete outside of the railing behind the side screen.
Yeah, turned into the onside. We saw along the way Raymond Reefer did get a big knock of 70. And we saw earlier on Taruna Dada along with Saidib Ganesh at the top of the order. 3 came. Nitesh Kumar came at 3. Bishnoi came at 4. And I'm surprised Ankur Castle came at 5. Maruti Reddy came at 6. And then Reefer at 7. And when that happened, Shah Faisal, you get the impression that Cardinals felt, well, at that point they never had a chance in the game. Why would you feel like that? A lot of time you see batting order changed because of the amount of runs posted on the board. For all intent and purpose, probably you would have want Reefer to come even higher than he batted typically.
Yeah, I thought, like I said earlier, probably they set the stall out in this game for qualification only, seeing what was happening around in other games and give a go to some of the youngsters. Big whirlwind action from Usman, just like his dad used to do in the latter part of his career, to bowl a different kind of googly. Usman is done. 4 for 21. Another good spell of bowling from the top class leggy. And it's 125 for 7 with 2 to go.
So Aryan Satish, Cameron Hotak drives down the ground. And the 19th over has begun here. Shah Faisal, 70 to win. Reefer has batted well. And we talked about, is it a lot too late?
Too late for today, but never too late for whatever is left in the tournament. Time in the middle is precious in any situation. Especially if you can expand yourself like that. Making those long levers into play. That was very wide. He did well to reach out. But then to get the connection, to get it over the top. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, it's really a shot of power. Look at that. Reaching for it. And the ball stays with the same amount of power as if you got close to it. So sometimes, whether you get close to the ball or not, it works for some batter. It certainly worked for Reefer.
Very strong bottom hand grip. Chance directed. We haven't seen many direct hits today. Reefer will come back for the second. There's been plenty of attempts from as close as 10-12 yards out, but other than that one Hassan Khan directed, I haven't seen many.
So 9 it is over from the young Aryan Satish. And look at that. Reefer tees off. And when he does, it goes far. And it goes out of the playing area by a long way.
Yeah, it almost gone to Highway 411. Look at the fielder. Chasing it down. Bringing it back. Second 6 of the over. Similar looking shot from Reefer. Lands way over the railing.
Yeah, he's up to a big knock so far, Raymond Reefer.
It's important for the captain, and he's showing that he's in good form. So Stallion X will be watching this, and they will know that in this lineup, alongside Nitish Kumar, Raymond Reefer is the man that they want to see the back of. Having said that, Aryan Satish was given the opportunity to bowl his 4 overs. Great learning curve for the youngster. Not figures to be proud of, but definitely will be better for the experience.
You're right on that. Look at that. Off the back foot and still has the power to go long. They come back for a couple of runs. And it's important also, Shaw Faisal, the likes of Aryan Satish, bowling in tandem with one of the best around, Usman Kadir.
Yeah, definitely. It's the other side of the coin as well, that you're sharing with the most experienced and seeing them at their best from close quarters. Great learning.
So the 19th over comes to a close. It's 143 for 7. 143 for 7.
They've got some respectability.
So Milind Kumar.
Thank you. Well done. Always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
The ball into the onside, and so Milind Kumar continues here. And so we come down to 5 balls remaining. That will end this game. And from the look of things, it looks like Kingsmen will be on their way again. Shaw Faisal, only 1 loss in the series so far. We saw it yesterday. Other than that, they have been flawless. So Reefer goes up to 45. And we come down with 3 balls remaining.
Well held, Hassan Khan. He timed his jump to perfection. Earlier on in one of those games, we saw that Krishnamurthy was defeated by that bounce, same side of the ground. Reefer has got himself off strike with 1 ball to go. Not too worried about getting to a 50. Well, this time is Kamran. Chance taken. Ziaul Haq. What a wonderful catch. Towards the fag end of the game, he was still alert enough, ready enough for the situation, and took a very, very good catch. Kamran, who had a good partnership with the skipper, decided to join in on the fun before the game was called off. Last delivery, and Ziaul Haq took a fantastic catch.
So, a margin of defeat here for the Cardinals by 47. And it's the Kingsmen with another win in the bag. Saw a good knock earlier on from the likes of Ramiz Raja, Saad Ali. Set it up, Usman came on bowl, anything. It was always one had it tough there, I think. So, good gesture by the players. The customary handshake, Shah Faisal, but another good game for the Kingsmen. Another W in their columns as they march into the playoffs starting tomorrow. And you had a good sense of what will happen in the morning and the afternoon.
Yeah, now we know the lineup is complete. 47 runs, the margin of victory for Kingsmen. Never in doubt after that platform was set by Ramiz Raja and the flurry by Ilyas. This run chase never got going. Nitish Kumar, though, looked very good. That is good for Cardinals. He will be required tomorrow. So did Raymond Rifa. 46 not out, had a good outing, time in the middle, although the result didn't go their way. But they know that they are in the mix for the qualification for the big semi-finals, tomorrow's playoffs. And they did just enough to get them over the line ahead of Atlanta Lightning on net run rate. 148 they managed.
Yeah, the Kingsmen bowling, of course, led by Usman Kadir. Look at that, 4 for 21. Mesmerized the batting, who was always looking to score big at a time in which they always were in requirement of upwards over 12 and 13 runs and over. And in the end, 148 for 8 at the end of their 20 overs. Summary of what has happened. The Kingsmen posted 195, built around a big knock of 78 from Ramiz Raja. And we also saw Milind Kumar getting 28. 23 for the other batsmen. And then now we come down to what has happened here. So folks, Kingsmen, they are champions. And we saw a good knock also along the way from losing captain Raymond Rifa. So we'll hand it over to Shah Faisal. He's got Raymond Rifa alongside him.
Thank you very much, Lenny. Raymond, it didn't go to plan. Where did it went wrong?
I thought we didn't utilize the wicket as good as we should have while bowling. I thought we bowled too many full balls, and we saw the result of that. Last over, they're going for 27, I think. So it was really a long shot.
Yeah, for the most part of that bowling innings, you did execute your skills pretty well. It's just last few overs, it got away from you.
Yeah, in the back end, we probably could have used utilize the conditions a lot better. Made them try to hit to the bigger side, which I thought was the smarter thing to do. But we didn't do that. We didn't execute that well.
All right, but the ultimate goal was qualification, and you did qualify. 94 was the magic number to get past to in terms of getting ahead on the net run rate. So you did qualify. Personally, Nitish Kumar played a good knock, spent time in the middle. Yourself looked good. So that is a couple of positives going into tomorrow.
Yeah, a few positives going into tomorrow, which is good. We just need to build on them now. Look at where we went wrong and how we could get better between now and tomorrow.
And I guess it doesn't matter how you got there, but now you got there and it's a fresh start. Every team starts on a blank sheet.
Yeah, everyone starts on a blank sheet, so may the best team win.
All right. All the best, Raymond, and well played yourself in batting today, and all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Back to you, Lenny Achaiba.
Yeah, thank you, Shah Faisal. And we've seen an enthralling game, a commanding display of good play from the Kingsmen. They win by 47. But here's a look the quick highlights of the Central Cardinals team. We saw earlier on a couple of big strikes from Tarun Adada. And then we saw the bowling of Zia ul Haq. He was quite pacey at the top of the order. Big appeal earlier on. Saidib Ganesh and Tarun Adada got them off to a decent start, but trying to play a reverse shot. Tarun Adada first went off the bowling of Milind Kumar. Mohamed Ilyas continued, and Nitish Kumar, who batted at number 3, looked pretty well. Some lofted shot into the onside. And things were looking good at one point for this team. Using his feet nicely is Nitish Kumar. And worked the spinner on pretty well. They always was in the hunt. Akhtar Shah came into the attack. And straight away, he got the wicket. And then later on, we saw the likes of Bishnoi, who came into the middle, batted in the middle of the order. But you always get the feeling they were always going to hunt for 10, 11, and 12 runs and over. And once we saw the introduction of Usman Qadir, it was trouble here for the Cardinals. Look at that, ball in the air, falling between two fielders. And Usman Qadir will go on to get 4 wickets in this match. We saw some consolation boundaries along the way. And Maruti Reddy played a couple of big knocks, but Usman Qadir continues to fight on. Bishnoi went. Raymond Rifa came out. And I got the feeling that he came a little too late. Slammed a quick 40-something. Really hammered the ball to all parts of the ground. But young player came out and they all suffered at the hands of Usman Qadir. Rifa looked confident, striking the ball several times outside of the park. But in the end, the likes of Aryan Satish got a little bit of ball. But it was always going to be tough here for the Cardinals. In the end, the Kingsmen came out victorious. And towards the very end, we saw a couple of strikes also of the bat of Cameron Hotak. So, folks, there you have it. Kingsmen, they win by 47 runs. And now for the player of the match, we'll send it over back to Shaw Faisal.
Much, Lenny. Time to do the player of the match honors. And for his fantastic knock, it is Ramiz Raja. And it's my privilege to introduce to you the presentation party. Hassan Tariq, the proud owner of Atlanta Fire franchise and also the chairman of Atlanta Open. He will present the medal to our man of the match, Ramiz Raja. Ramiz, we spoke at the halfway stage. It looked good, and the execution with the ball was good as well.
Yeah, actually, spinners bowled pretty well, and I felt like pitch was helping them a bit, but their control and the way they bowled, I think it was a good show.
And job done as far as the qualification is concerned. Probably you're not getting the off day that everyone wanted, but still satisfied with the progress of the team.
Yeah, we do actually. Off day, we all wanted it, but it's fine. We are here to play cricket, and we are playing some good cricket here. And it's good to have one extra game to see things around and give chances to everyone. But yeah, looking forward for tomorrow's game.
And personally, like we spoke earlier as well, you played fantastically. The conditions here, the pitches and everything. Atlanta Open, as an overall experience for you, you've been coming here for many years. How do you find this tournament as a whole?
Actually, it's getting better every year. Pitches are really good this year, and the conditions, the ground condition, and the management. Hats off to them. I think it's one of the best tournaments in the whole U.S. right now, and congratulations to them for organizing such a tournament.
Thank you, Ramiz, and congratulations to you as well for a fantastic knock. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you have it, Lenny. I'll have to come back to you, and it's over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Shaw Faisal. So here is the look of what we've got in store for tomorrow. 6 teams will qualify for the playoffs starting tomorrow. And of course, let's talk about Group A. Atlanta Fire will get a day off tomorrow, and Stallions X and Seattle Thunderbolts will cross over. With Group B, Clarion Eagles will get a day off, and it's the Kingsmen and Central Cardinals will be in action. For all the fixtures and all the highlights of what has happened today, you can go on to MLC Network and see all the highlights and see all that has happened today. If you want to go for the scorecards and what's happening tomorrow, you can go to PVCC Cricket Clubs and get all the information there. On behalf of the entire production team and Cricket 360, we say goodbye and good evening from the beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. See you tomorrow.